to the left. Noon to 3 on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Rockstar Harley has secured 0 down and 0% APR financing on all new Harley-Davidsons. Rockstar Harley has hundreds of Harleys on site for immediate delivery. Finance experts on site to get you approved. 0 down and 0% APR on all new Harleys at Rockstar Harley. Offer credit and Sunday.
There are many sides to running a business. And with Square, every side can be connected. So how you sell in person syncs with how you sell online. And how you take payments works with how you pay your team. And when all your tools work together, you can spend more time seeing your bigger picture take shape. See how Square can help connect every side of your business by visiting square.com/go/connect. That's square.com/go/connect.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You can't go wrong when you're getting it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Until a deadline to end evacuations and for foreign troops to leave. Americans are told to stay away from the airport in Kabul because of security threats.
For those struggling to get out of Afghanistan ahead of U.S. troop withdrawal at the end of the month, Secretary of State Antony Blinken says
there is no deadline on our work to help any remaining American citizens who decide they want to leave to do so, along with the many Afghans who have stood by us over these many years.
Several Capitol Hill lawmakers are pushing the Biden administration to extend that deadline. But President Biden said he wants troops out because of potential attacks. Jill Nato, Fox News.
President Biden approves a disaster declaration for California to help with what could end up being its worst wildfire season ever.
More than 1.3 million acres have already burned. The biggest fire, the Dixie Fire in the north, accounts for nearly half that total. About 100 miles south, fire crews in El Dorado County are focused on trying to keep the Caldor Fire from jumping Highway 50. Cal Fire says it's knocking on the door of Lake Tahoe.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles. Former President Trump says he'll invoke executive privilege to block the House committee investigating the January 6th riot at the Capitol from getting records, including his phone records and other documents from that day. The committee is also requesting phone records and documents from former White House staff, some members of Congress, and several federal agencies. A Michigan man who admits taking part in a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer is sentenced to 6 years, 3 months in prison.
Authorities say Ty Garbin and 5 other men charged were upset over the Democratic governor's coronavirus restrictions. Garbin, in his plea agreement, says the 6 men trained on his property and built a so-called shoot house resembling Whitmer's vacation home to rehearse their attack. He will likely testify against his co-conspirators.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. America's listening to Fox News.
Keeping you in the right lane for your drive home. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. We've got a rollover along I-75 southbound at mile marker 118. So that's a couple miles north of the exit to Bonita Beach Road, right between Estero and Bonita Springs. If you're heading out that way, we're not seeing too much in the way of delays, but you could expect to see some slowdowns as more cars get out on 75 out there. And we are seeing some activity off to the right-hand shoulder. Troopers on scene, and that car is rolled over on its side on the grassy shoulder out there where it runs parallel to Three Oaks Parkway. So seeing a little bit of activity right now. Just use caution in the area. Rest of 75 clear, not seeing any problems. All of our overnight construction on the alley has cleared. US 41 looking nice and quiet, and Daniels Parkway starting to get a little busy in Fort Myers right off of 75 toward Treeline Avenue. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. We will begin to see the Saharan dust that has been blanketing our area for the past few days, creating for those hazy sky conditions. Move out of our area today. That'll be welcoming in some higher chances for rain. A few showers still possible as we head through the remainder this morning with a bit more cloud cover. Scattered thunderstorms then remain possible as we head throughout the afternoon. Highs today topping off near 92 degrees. It'll also be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're dry to start out your Friday. Temperatures near 76 degrees as we head into the late overnight time frame. More scattered storms possible towards the afternoon with the high of 93 degrees, and we will keep with a daily chance for thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain. Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596 BACK. That's 596-2225.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, stop your plans and enjoy 60% off on a large collection of diamonds, rings, bracelets, and necklaces.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here. You're invited this weekend to our 60% off sale. Come see us. Savings like no other.
Don't miss the savings at Duncan's Diamonds 60% off event.
Enormous selection. Magnificent diamonds.
This Friday and Saturday only. It's happening at Duncan's Diamonds.
An avalanche of glittering diamonds, engagement rings, wedding bands.
If it's in the showcase, it's a whopping 60% off. Now is the time to save at Duncan's Diamonds.
I want you to find the diamonds and jewelry you will love today and save 60%. And we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and jewelry.
This weekend only, 60% off event.
In the Gulf Coast Town Center. See store for details.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Tri-Found company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. Please go there to watch and subscribe to the podcast. It goes up fast. You can listen to the show anytime you would like. We appreciate that. You know, we have a crisis not only along the southern border. We have a crisis not only with our economy. We have a crisis not only with inflation. We have a crisis not only with this administration. We have a crisis not only in Afghanistan, but we have a crisis of trust in this country as well. Who do you trust? How can you possibly trust anyone right now when you can see how the word salad and the manipulation of numbers and language and what is and isn't and how long that's been going on? For the longest time, we have had doubts in our mind now as to who is telling us the truth and who is doing the spin. What are the new numbers of Americans who remain in Afghanistan? Who do you believe? You hear the Secretary of State Blinken yesterday. When you start to hear more and more about the CDC and you come to find out that, wait a minute, I'm not sure if I'm prepared for this, but did the CDC leave out some numbers and language? And did they know? Did they cover up data that showed that masking kids in school is pointless? Like, are they hiding this from everyone? Did they do this specifically? when we come to find out more and more about the numbers of the vaccinated as opposed to the unvaccinated, and who it is that's spreading the virus and why it is that we're having these cases, the uptick in cases across the country as we hear more and more places, Arkansas and Florida and Texas and all of these other places where we're starting to hear about the surge in hospitalizations and the concern about ICU beds. Is it possible? Is it possible, as I've talked to people and read extensively over the past 2 days, is it possible that we are not hearing the truth about the efficacy of the vaccines, that what we were told to begin with maybe isn't exactly what is happening? It's sort of like when you hear more and more about new cars, brand new cars. Follow me on this because Jake knows a little bit about this, Jake the Millennial. He just knows about cars. He doesn't know about like having a new car, but he reads enough about cars and knows about cars. He knows about broken down cars. Trust me, I can tell you stories. But the thing is, when you hear about brand new cars, have you ever noticed that there are more and more and more recalls of brand new cars? Have you noticed that, Jake? Have you noticed that every time you're looking at the news and news reports and you hear about the Chevy Volt, there are a million of them. They got to get back because there's problems.
Got an airbag.
The so-and-so trucks, you gotta bring them back. Or so-and-so vehicles, as there's hundreds of thousands of vehicles, and they're brand new. And you're thinking to yourself, why are all of these recalls happening? Have you ever thought that the reason why the recalls in vehicles are happening is because car manufacturers are not waiting to test thoroughly the vehicles? I'm not saying the safety. I'm talking about the electronics. That they're not testing them the way they used to. That they throw them out to the marketplace and let the market do it. Follow me. You follow what I'm saying, Jake? What they do is they'll take a brand new truck. I don't know, pick a manufacturer, pick a truck. It's brand new. I mean, the safety is all there. It's based on a platform. Everything is fine. They're not giving the American public something that's not safe. But they're not sure whether or not this electronic piece is going to be good when it comes to the quality of the way the engine runs, the way it monitors tire pressure, the way it does certain things with the chip, right? And so what they do is they throw it out to the marketplace and they let the market do it. So then they say, oh man, we got 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 cars we have to recall. Because guess what? We just figured out by giving it to the marketplace that this particular item has to be replaced. Like the caliper doesn't charge the battery enough on an electric vehicle, and they didn't take the time to thoroughly run through everything. They want to get it to the market. It's not a safety issue. It's just not charging the battery properly. So if we bring it back, now we know what to do. We bring it back, we fix it, we tweak it, we send it off to the manufacturer. They figure out what's going on with the vehicle, ultimately, and the brake calipers, let's just say, and they come back with a fix from the tech department somewhere high up in the chain, and they fix it. It's not, like I said, a safety issue. It's just a technical issue that they let the marketplace do. What if that's the same thing that's happening with vaccines? Didn't have enough time to check the efficacy all across the board, so you get it to marketplace, it's there, and now we come to find out that maybe the efficacy is not what it's all cracked up to be. And again, who you trust and why we're doing this. When Dr. Fauci yesterday, as we played the audio, says 70 to 85% efficacy when it comes to Regeneron, the monoclonal antibodies that the governor is pushing to get into people's hands because he doesn't want to see people in hospital. And maybe when you look at the state of Florida and everybody's like, DeSantis, oh man, the polling right now, if you go to any one of the local, state, and national media outlets, you will get barraged with a poll from Quinnipiac talking about how underwater this governor is right now, that it seems to be anywhere from 3 points to double digits underwater when it comes to job performance, pandemic performance. I mean, across the board, the numbers don't look pretty. Now, again, it's Quinnipiac. You're talking about liberal organizations. You're talking about a survey of like 995 people. So take it for what it's worth. But people are going to run with it because they don't like the governor. They're going to make it sound like he's awful. And I'm just telling you that what if, and I'm just throwing out, this is a hypothetical, I'm just throwing it out there. What if the reason why we're having an across the board in places like Israel and countries that are 80%, 85% vaccinated, what if the efficacy of the vaccine is not what they said it was going to be? And so now this uptick in cases is because it's not good when it comes to this variant. The first variant of COVID is long gone. And now we come to find out that the efficacy is different. So the uptick in cases is happening because of people who believe the whole time that if they were vaccinated, that they were safe, clear cut, that's it, I'm good. And they're not. And we're just finding, and instead of taking the time to talk about, like I said yesterday, therapeutics and getting ahead of this and not getting people in hospital with things like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine and the like, and trying to make sure we keep that safe, and understanding that this could be a possibility, that nobody wants to talk about that, but they do want to talk about what an awful job Ron DeSantis did, although with all the evidence that he had in front of him, if it were to be the vaccine and it needed to get to the most vulnerable, and this was the evidence that he had at the time, that he absolutely did the right thing. And everybody else is going to see the same result across the board, across the country, but there will be local, state, and national news outlets that will focus on Texas and red states, and certainly Florida, because, politics. All of that to say that we're trying to find out who we can trust. And it's harder and harder every day. How are you going to clean up what's going on right now in Afghanistan? How could you possibly make this look? How do you put lipstick on this ugly, nasty, horrible, horrific pig? How do you do it? You start doing it in a lot of different ways. You start changing the narrative like we talked about yesterday. Jen Psaki, this is a success.
I would say that this is now on track, Peter, to be the largest airlift in U.S. history.
That's what they're going to make it sound like. All the news media outlets are starting to run with this. Now, listen, we've got a big airlift going on here. Nobody thought this was possible. This is a success, right?
So, no, I would not say that is anything but a success.
Anything but a success. Is it a success? You've got Secretary of State Blinken, who, of course, an Obama holdover. So that's all you need there as far as how well this person's going to be doing at their job and where they're leaning. You got Kabul, August 31st, thousands of Americans and allies on the ground, and we're all going to sit here and wait to see what the Taliban is going to do, because that's where the decision is made. It's really up to them because they're in charge, and whatever they say goes, which is such an outrageous thing to hear. I talked yesterday with a couple of special ops guys, and I'm just telling you right now, people former and understand what it's like to be on the ground in Afghanistan, and I'm just telling you, to a person and to people that they talk to and others, it's not going to happen. We're not getting Americans out of Kabul. It's just not. There's no, logistically, you can't do it. It just can't happen right now. The way everything is set up. I mean, think about the finest point. I was talking to him about this as well. And he brought this up. And think about the finer points of what is happening on the ground in Afghanistan. Where are you going to get fuel? What do you think? There's just a gas station that's sitting there with jet fuel that's easy. It's just like, we got plenty. Hey, and if we don't have enough, we'll just bring it in. Like the things that you would imagine are just the most mundane things that should be available. Where do you think it's coming from? Like just the simplest of things logistically that you have to do to perform, to get flights in the air, to get people. And again, when you come to find out that the U.S. and U.K. embassies have issued a security alert to get away from the Kabul airport now, leave immediately. Do not come. Threats outside the gates of Kabul airport. We're advising U.S. citizens to avoid traveling to the airport and avoid airport gates at this time unless you receive individual instructions from a U.S. government representative to do so. I thought all we had to do is get there.
Since this whole thing began, there's been a lot of criticism of the administration over how it handled it. And there's been a lot of pushback from people within the administration about the hand that you were basically dealt, or what you say you were dealt by the previous administration in terms of the deal with the Taliban, in terms of the SIV program, in terms of the broader refugee program. But
this is Matt Lee, AP reporter, talking to Secretary of State Blinken yesterday.
You guys have been in office for almost 8 months. It's been 5 months since the president's decision was made. Is there anything about the shortcomings that have been so readily identified by all sorts of people that you guys are actually willing to take responsibility for yourselves?
Nope. Not a one. Great question from Matt Lee, who is one of the few reporters that actually steps up. Either side, Republicans and Democrats. You're going to take blame for anything? According to Secretary of State Blinken, 6,000 Americans were in Afghanistan on August 14th. Since then, 4,500 have been evacuated. We're hearing about 83,000 people have been evacuated by U.S. personnel. Only 4,500 are American? Who do we trust? What numbers do we trust? How do you do this? How do you make this spin? Again, we have a crisis in all different kinds of ways right now in this country. But we definitely have a crisis of the truth and facts. And we can't get it from certain people who are willing to put politics first and lives second. How do you explain this? How do you explain the fact that we are going to get past the August 31st date and the suggestion by the Secretary of State and John Kirby at the Pentagon and others is, hey, don't worry about it, because after that date, listen, we're not leaving anybody behind. After that, we're going to go in. Really? After that, you're going to go in and get people? How? With whose help? Who's going to help you? It's something that is unnerving. It's something that is frustrating. It's something that is horrible to believe that we have this crisis of the truth and facts and information, and the fact that the narrative is spinning to try to make it seem like this is going after August 31st, to believe that this is going to be the greatest airlift of all time. I mean, this is a perfection in motion. You don't understand the behind the scenes. Well, we're going to talk about behind the scenes coming up in just a bit. If you missed my interview with Representative Mike Waltz, he was on Capitol Hill talking about all of this yesterday and all the details of the behind the scenes, what they're saying in front of the cameras and what they're telling reps behind the scenes is just outrageous. So we'll have a replay of that coming up. Had a lot of other stories to touch on. Again, January 6th, the committee, here we go. I thought we already put this to rest. I thought the Friday document dump that talked about how there is no evidence to show that there was any insurrection, far-right groups and the like, and the connections there. I thought we put that all to rest on Friday. No. There's the committee investigating the breach at the Capitol, sending letters to 8 federal agencies on Wednesday, and they want records from all kinds of people, the Trump White House people, outside contacts, Jack Posobiec, meme creator and commentator Rogan O'Handley, DC Draino. Oh, they're going to go after just about everybody. They're not going to let that thing sit. Are you kidding me? Nobody knows about the Friday dump story that happened just recently, about the scant bit of evidence that Reuters reported on, the FBI has found, about connections to Trump or far right-wing individuals or anybody when it comes to the quote-unquote insurrection that wasn't. Oh, no, they're going to keep going for it. And then again, this science of hope that people are talking about. The hope of booster shots and getting more vaccines in perpetuity, because that's what's going to stop everything when there's more and more evidence to suggest that maybe we need to re-examine this and really look at what's going on with vaccines and the concerns that people have, that we should be able to talk about it. COVID shots much less effective than we were promised a few weeks ago. And this just outright push to scapegoat the unvaccinated. Like, that's what it is. It's all you unvaccinated people. You're the ones that are causing the problem. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because that's the narrative that's running statewide, locally, nationally. It's all the unwashed, the unvaxxed. You're the ones that are doing. Are you sure? Again, the crisis of trust. All right, we'll get to that coming up. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. And you can listen to the podcast. So just subscribe. Go to Drew Steele at any of your podcast locations or drewsteele.com, and you can subscribe right there. Do we want to take one call? No, let's go to break. We'll take calls coming up. Stay break, 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. right.
This
all
Fox
along.
Business Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The world's seeing less and less fresh water we can actually drink. Which industries are polluting it the most?
According to new data from the nonprofit analysis group Carbon Disclosure Project, fast fashion and fossil fuel corporations are the #1 water polluters and wasters, something environmentalists say is problematic, with more than half of the global freshwater supply potentially being altered by chemicals.
Fox's Kevin Cork. A lot of Americans reducing their debt. A Northwestern Mutual study says adults who do carry debt now owe an average of about $23,000. That's about $3,300 less than last year, but that doesn't include mortgages. Another positive day for the Dow Wednesday, closing up by 39. The S&P up 10, the NASDAQ up by 22. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
At Lamps Plus, we believe your home should be a celebration of you. As the nation's largest lighting retailer, Lamps Plus offers an incredible selection of lighting, furniture, and home decor that are sure to bring out your unique style. We help customers just like you every day beautify their indoor and outdoor spaces, and at the flip of a switch, see their home in a whole new light. Because if you can dream it, you should have it. There are infinite possibilities to bring your home to life at Lamps Plus, including custom order on-demand pieces that match your personal taste and color preference. Select from over 50,000 styles from top designer brands, including Uttermost, with a huge assortment of table lamps, floor lamps, chandeliers, and mirrors to add elegance and style to any room in your home. And now, Lamps Plus offers free shipping on all orders. Yep, free. For up to 50% off selected designs, go to lampsplus.com/Fox News now. That's lampsplus.com/Fox News for up to 50% off. Shop Lamps Plus and let yourself shine.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Goodbye, pests. I'll see you later. I called National Exterminators. For just $46, they get all rodents and bugs. 23946, no bug.
Call the boys and National Exterminators at 23946, no bug, or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Where do designers store their clients' furniture when doing an estate home remodel? Rice's Moving and Transport in Naples, with over 10,000 square feet of air-conditioned storage space. Designers use Rice's Moving and Transport for one reason: trust. They know Rice's Moving team will pad wrap and inspect all articles carefully, then securely store them. Contractors use Rice's during a remodel to store customers' personal items too. Upon completion, everything is then returned to your home, completely unpacked and carefully reassembled. Another important point to consider when selecting a mover is this: only a handful of moving companies actually follow all the laws. Many moving companies simply pay employees in cash. This creates an issue for you as they are not insured. If there's an accident, you're responsible. So if you're planning a whole home or condo remodel, or need help moving and storing your treasured furniture and valuables, trust Rice's Moving and Transport, fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind. Rice'sMoving.net, moving you into the future.
You finally reached your savings goal. But how much will you really spend in retirement? Basic question, but more than 1/3 of retirees underestimated their spending. And you know taxes will impact what you've set aside. You're smart enough to know you don't have all the answers. You're also smart enough to know where to get help. It's time to put things in order with a fee-only fiduciary. Click the Get Started button at AnnexWealth.com. One team, one plan, one fee. Annex Wealth Management.
While things like groceries and healthcare have gotten more expensive, at FPL, what you pay for energy has gone down 10% in the last 15 years. That's reliable, clean energy at a lower price for all of us. See how at fpl.com/value.
It's Kaylee Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. We hear the term family business all the time, but what does that really mean? Well, at Kobe Cooling, it means that over half of our team members are related in our family. My mom and dad, Mimi and Pop, and my uncles, and my aunts. There's family everywhere. Oh yeah, folks, it's like a family reunion every day. When we say family business, we really mean it. So call Kobe Cooling at 239-482-1542. Again, at 239-482-1542. And support our local family business. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense, no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. There are reports of an imminent threat at Kabul airport.
This is a very specific threat coming from several Western governments, but despite that, there are still crowds of thousands of desperate people at the airport in Kabul. Another 18,000 were evacuated yesterday by the U.S., and that effort continues. The American government saying, as we heard there, that its own citizens still have priority. But this latest alert makes that process all the more risky and more urgent.
Fox's Kitty Logan, British reports confirmed to Fox News, find the threat of a vehicle bomb or suicide bomber has been measured as more likely than unlikely. And in Florida, COVID cases and deaths hit record highs as the Delta variant spreads. More than 26,000 new cases reported Wednesday to the CDC. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. We've got a rollover along I-75 southbound at mile marker 118. So that's a couple miles north of the exit to Bonita Beach Road, right between Estero and Bonita Springs. If you're heading out that way, we're not seeing too much in the way of delays, but you could expect to see some slowdowns as more cars get out on 75 out there. And we are seeing some activity off to the right-hand shoulder. Troopers on scene, and that car is rolled over on its side on the grassy shoulder out there where it runs parallel to Three Oaks Parkway. So seeing a little bit of activity right now. Just use caution in the area. Rest of 75 clear, not seeing any problems. All of our overnight construction on the alley has cleared. US 41 looking nice and quiet, and Daniels Parkway starting to get a little busy in Fort Myers right off of 75 toward Treeline Avenue. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. We will begin to see the Saharan dust that has been blanketing our area for the past few days, creating for those hazy sky conditions, move out of our area today. That'll be welcoming in some higher chances for rain. A few showers still possible as we head through the remainder this morning, with a bit more cloud-covered. Scattered thunderstorms then remain possible as we head throughout the afternoon. Highs today topping off near 92 degrees. It'll also be a bit breezy at times, with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're dry to start out your Friday. Temperatures near 76 degrees as we head into the late overnight time frame. More scattered storms possible towards the afternoon, with the high of 93 degrees, and we will keep with a daily chance for thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
The news you need, the host you trust, getting it right all day and all night. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Constant repairs, higher energy bills, and lower air quality can all result from an HVAC system needing an upgrade. At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, we have several options to fit your lifestyle and budget. Visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR to schedule your AC consultation.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime. 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Yeah.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands.
You want to go to the islands? Call Island Air. Island Air wants to send you to the island.
Island Air wants to send you to the islands.
Island Air is going to send you to the islands. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news. Do you want to go on a cruise or a luxury condo vacation? Well, now you can. Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher for a limited time. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hi, I'm Ty Laster, Managing Partner and CEO of Key City Capital. So why are we here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all of our partners through passive real estate investments. And very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
Call us today at 239-330-2080 or check us out online today at kcap925.com.
Every blade of grass has been meticulously cut. The numbers, lines, and logos precisely laid out. And now the only thing missing is you. Jaguars football ends here. Sunday, the Jags take on the Cowboys.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Coverage kicks at noon.
Oh, my God.
103.3 and 105.9. Fox Sports Radio presents Jaguars football on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, Sean Hannity here for DeVoe Cadillac. Now, you all know Cadillac is synonymous with quality. In fact, it has been the icon of American-made luxury vehicles for over 100 years. Now, DeVoe Cadillac has been in business for over 50 of those years. Now, they serve Southwest Florida as a family-owned and operated business. They've done it the whole time. The DeVoe family has embraced the same commitment to quality that Cadillac represents. Listen, I could drive whatever I like. And guess what? I choose Cadillac again and again and again because I love my Escalade. I really enjoy the comfort. I enjoy the safety, the style. And that's why, let's see, I've already purchased over 10 Cadillacs in my life. And my go-to dealer in Southwest Florida is DeVoe Cadillac. Now, I know they're going to take great care of you and your new Cadillac with expert service from the people who know it best. Get to know our friends at DeVoe Cadillac, your Cadillac dealer right here in Naples.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash-out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Johnson & Johnson announced that a booster shot of their vaccine provides a robust increase in antibodies. Kind of like Chef Boyardee saying our new sauce is robust in flavor.
All right. Yeah. I get kind of, sort of, right? It's like, how do you, although Chef Boyardee, boy, I have to tell you, when I was a kid, just bringing up the Chef Boyardee thing, when I was a kid, and I was growing up, and I had my mom made sauce all the time, right? You always had sauce in the house. It was frozen. It was fresh. It didn't make a difference. My mom always had sauce in the house. And no way, in a Sicilian household, no way was a can of Chef Boyardee going to enter anywhere through the window, through the doors, in the mailbox. It wasn't coming anywhere close to my house. But when the neighbors had it, I just couldn't wait to have it. It's something about it. I don't know what it was at the time, but it was just a different. It's not that my mom's sauce wasn't good. If she's listening, it's not that it wasn't a good thing. It was just different. I don't know, and I enjoyed having some. I think it was more. Maybe it was less that the sauce or the Chef Boyardee was good, but it was, the teen rebel in me where my mom was like, "I'm just telling you right now. Listen, I don't want to see a can of that stuff in this house ever." And then I was just like the rebellious side going, "Look at me. I mean, Chef Boyardee at my neighbor's house." I'm on an island. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Not that it was great. It was
That's
just.
all I ate was Chef Boyardee.
It was just being a rebel. Okay, so you like that.
I should have liked it.
Hey, some people love it. And it's fine. It's fine. I'm not saying anything bad about any kind of canned spaghetti or sauce or, boxed macaroni and cheese or anything like that. Ramen noodles. Hey, these are all the things that most kids live off. Jake, you probably live off of ramen noodles, right? Ramen noodles and boxed. No,
I have at times. Yeah.
Yeah. But going back to what was the joke there, the Johnson & Johnson boosters. So listen, we're going to improve the efficacy. It's going to improve. We got more shots, more jabs. Let's get them to you. And the Biden administration talking about that as well, and how important it is getting the boosters, and many questions that are not being allowed to be discussed about the jabs lately. And can we ask questions about, I don't know, some of the things that are going on with the vaccination and efficacy, and more and more evidence that's coming out about some of it, the being a little less effective than they were promising at the beginning. And listen, all we want to do is hear about that and understand what's going on, as opposed to blaming all the unvaccinated for all the problems. I'm just saying, we could talk about it, right? We could show the science and the data. I'm not just coming up with this off the top of my head. I'm reading more and more about the effectiveness against the infection, and more from people who are questioning it as well. And it's okay, especially on the heels of some things that we're told work. And you have to follow the rules here because the science and data is there. Follow the science and the data, especially like with mask mandates. Why did the CDC cover up their own data that showed that mask mandates produce no statistically significant difference in infection rates in schools? They could have included it in the release report currently and their guidance, but they shelved it. Why did they do that? I read it to you just the other day. 90,000 elementary students, 169 Georgia schools from November 16th to December 11th. This is the CDC that did this. No statistically significant difference in schools that required students to wear masks compared to schools where masks were optional. We got to do something, though. We just have to do something. We can't let the kids go to school without masks. Why? Again, there's plenty of evidence out there to talk about masks and efficacy, and then there's plenty of studies that show the difference between schools that mask mandates were there and weren't, and we even have them here in the state of Florida. And why are we forced to ignore it? Because there are individuals that say, well, no, we just have to do something. We have to do it. Again, who was it? Oh, it was recently Ron DeSantis explaining this, right? He says,
politicians want to force you to cover your face as a way for them to cover their own asses. That's just the truth. They want to be able Even though it's not proven to be effective. They want.
Yeah, I mean, why do they want to do it? They just want to go after the governor. They just want to be on that side of the ledger. It's just what they do. So why? Why leave it out? Why do this? It goes to that crisis of truth and the crisis of facts. And why can't we have the truth and the facts, even with what's going on in Afghanistan and the pullout and the withdrawal from Kabul and what's happening there, the specifics, the questions that many people have right now. Don't worry, we're going to get everybody out. The president of the United States, not too long ago. Oh yeah, no Americans trapped in Kabul. No, that's not true. They're there. They're trapped. Although Jen Psaki changing the narrative and saying no, it's only the people that want to go, that want to leave. You know, we're going to make sure that anybody who wants to leave, almost like a setup, as if to say, if something were to happen on the other side, that those that didn't want to leave were the ones that were left behind, and something awful happened after the 31st of August, but it wasn't our fault. Again, it's one of the things that we talked about yesterday with Representative Mike Waltz. If you missed the conversation, Congressman here from the state of Florida, and up on Capitol Hill and Green Beret. And listen, this guy is the real deal when talking about Afghanistan, knows all about this. And I asked him yesterday, you've got this, right? And I asked him yesterday, I'm going to play the audio right now in case you missed it, of Representative Mike Waltz from yesterday. And I asked him flat out, the first thing I asked him was, you know, I'm hearing more and more, Jen Psaki and other people, telling you one thing in front of the camera, but telling representatives behind the scenes something completely different. Is that true?
Yeah, total disconnect, complete disconnect from what we're hearing behind closed doors from Biden's team. Unfortunately, they're in classified settings, but then what we're hearing Psaki and Biden say in public. You know, they'll say in public, yeah, we have no issues from our allies, yet we know that our allies are livid, and now they're having to leave their citizens behind because of this made-up arbitrary date that Biden is allowing the Taliban to dictate to him. We're hearing from the intelligence community that it's not a matter of if, but when Al-Qaeda, what I'm calling Al-Qaeda 3.0, comes roaring back. So can you imagine the victims of 9/11 as we are heading into the 20th anniversary, and we've got the Taliban and Al-Qaeda flag flying over an entire country? We're hearing that DOD, the Defense Department, is completely prepared to keep Kabul airport open, and they're prepared to go get our American citizens. But yet we hear from the White House and Psaki, well, you know, maybe some people want to get out, maybe they don't. They have to get to Kabul airport through multiple Taliban checkpoints, but the Taliban are letting them through, no problem. It's just a bunch of garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he is lying, if he is heartless, or he is clueless, or all of the above. Some mix therein, but it's absolutely unacceptable.
Right, because if you, as a president or as a party, I might say, Democrats, listen, this is bigger than politics. These are American lives, people that we can't leave behind. That doesn't even register to people. Like, how you could even think that or suggest that, like, to come out boldly and say confidently, absolutely, we're not going to leave anybody behind. The fact that can't be done speaks volumes to where they are. And I'll bring the whole party into it, because where's the rest of the party saying, you know, this is an outrage as well, and they don't do it? It's outrageous from top to bottom.
Yeah, no, it is. You know, well, don't even get me going on where's the left, right?
I'll get you go, please.
Yeah, I mean, right. Where is the left on the hundreds of thousands of Afghan girls that have no future, of Afghan women? The Taliban just ordered all women to stay at home. You can no longer come to work. Half of the university were women. And I could tell you where women thrive in those types of environment, extremism doesn't. So where's the left on women, on journalists, on civil society leaders that are all being hunted down and tortured and killed as we speak, right? It's hypocrisy and politics at its worst. But, you know, at the end of the day, the number one job of the federal government, in my view, is to keep America safe.
Yep.
My absolute belief, I know it, is that Al-Qaeda and the Taliban are tied at the hip. They are going to come roaring back. The thing that has me so mad is that future American soldiers are going to have to go back and deal with this, except it's going to be worse than September 10th, 2001. We're in a worse position now because back then we had local allies. We had some bases in the region, right? And the Taliban really was a ragtag army. Now we have no bases. Biden's given them all away. We have no local allies. They've all been hunted down, and the ones that aren't hunted down certainly aren't going to trust us anymore. And the Taliban's armed to the teeth with our equipment.
Right.
With American-made night vision, body armor, artillery, heavy weapons, tanks, billions of dollars worth that American soldiers are going to have to fight through, that are now going to be in the hands of Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and ISIS. It's outrageous.
Yeah, and I might even ask this quickly as well. I mean, has anybody given you a definitive answer as to why they gave up Bagram the way they did? I mean, understanding all of the logistics at play here. I mean, is this just being feckless, or you can't help but think to yourself, how do you have all of this time to think about this? You might even say a decade to think about this, to plan for this. You could even say that there is a former administration that had a crisis idea of bringing people together for a crisis and contingency group that would look at this situation. How do you not think that there's something else going on here other than
idiotic?
Go ahead.
It's idiotic on so many levels.
Yeah.
You had multiple runways there,
right?
Easily defensible outside of the city. You had a prison there of 5,000 of the most hardcore Taliban, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda leaders that, by the way, are all on the loose now, and who knows where they're going to end up on our southern border. And, by the way, one of the biggest justifications Biden has used for this is that, well, we've got to shift to focus on China and Russia and, bigger threats. The only base in the world sandwiched between China, Russia, and Iran was Bagram Air Base. Just a couple hundred miles from China's western border, where you know what they're doing right now? They're putting in a whole new field of ICBMs. And we had a 12,000-foot runway right there on their border. Gave it all up for nothing. And there is not a single country in the region that has agreed to allow American to base our counterterrorism forces there to go back in. We have nothing. And why this is even worse than when we pulled out of Iraq too soon, led to the ISIS caliphate. At least then we had the Kurds, and we had Israel, and we had the Gulf states and Turkey, and we had options. Around Afghanistan, we have nothing. We have China, Russia, Pakistan, and Iran. It's
unreal. Yeah,
it's unreal.
I know. And before I let you go, I just have to ask you this, because I think it's important that that a narrative is not created, but that the facts and the truth is presented. Because you and you've mentioned this as a Green Beret, you've sat across the table from the Taliban. You know exactly what they know or what they feel when it comes to weakness, and what it is when it comes to strength, and what is being portrayed. Tell everybody specifically, as you've sat across the table from them, what you believe, what they think.
What we should be saying right now is we are coming to get every single American, and if you get in our way, we will kill you, period. That's what they understand. The more you beg and plead and concede, the more emboldened that they are, especially in jihadi circles, as they have the world's superpower groveling to allow them just a few more days, allow us a few more days to get our citizens. They understand strength, leverage, and bombs on foreheads, period. And that's what they respect, and that's what they know. But you have the same team around Biden that was around Obama that gave away the Iran deal, the Benghazi, the trade for Bergdahl, right? I mean, the yank out of Iraq that led to the rise of ISIS and the beheading of Americans on international television in orange jumpsuits. It's the same people: Austin, Blinken, Haynes, Jake Sullivan. It's all the same team that thinks if we're nice enough, if we concede enough, if we give enough away, that they'll be nice to us back. Well, that's not how that part of the world works.
Yeah, it's nice to know that the focus was on that rainbow flag flying there, because certainly if we keep everything woke, we certainly will be able to. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. I can't even do it. I don't even want to go there. It's
Well, they smell weakness right now, and they're going to continue to push until, God forbid, we have another Pulse nightclub, San Bernardino, or God help us, another 9/11.
That was Representative Mike Waltz from yesterday. And if you want to hear the full interview, you can go back to the podcast, drewsteele.com. The website has it, and you can click on there and subscribe. But again, the crisis of truth and the facts on the ground in Kabul, the crisis of facts and the truth when it comes to vaccinations and mask mandates and the like, and even more than that coming up. How about the crisis of truth and facts with the $3.5 trillion worth of infrastructure and budgets and what's in there and the kind of destruction that we're talking about that Democrats want to do to this country? It's you, Democrats, you're doing this. We're going to talk about that coming up because that's important as well. What's in this? What do you need to be prepared for? And we've got a date, September 27th, on the actual vote. What's going on here? We're going to talk about that coming up, and more of your calls on the way as well. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Jason and Todd believe in value. They're direct diamond importers and hand select each diamond directly from the cutters. By cutting out the middlemen, the Diamond District offers the best quality diamonds at the lowest prices, and they pass that savings on to you.
At the Diamond District.
True relief for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Every day in business is a big day. Whatever your day brings, Comcast Business can help you handle it with reliable gig speeds and advanced cybersecurity solutions. Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary. Call for details.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, stop your plans and enjoy 60% off on a large collection of diamonds, rings, bracelets, and necklaces.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here. You're invited this weekend to our 60% off sale. Come see us. Savings like no other.
Don't miss the savings at Duncan's Diamonds 60% off event.
Enormous selection. Magnificent diamonds.
This Friday and Saturday only. It's happening at Duncan's Diamonds.
An avalanche of glittering diamonds, engagement rings, wedding bands.
If it's in the showcase, it's a whopping 60% off. Now is the time to save at Duncan's Diamonds.
I want you to find the diamonds and jewelry you will love today and save 60%. And we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and jewelry.
This weekend only, 60% off event.
Naples at Mercado. See store for details.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Listen up, vehicle owners. Waiting to sell your vehicle can cost you thousands of dollars. If you have a car, truck, SUV, or van, Sutherland buys it. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now. It's Florida's newest and easiest way to sell or trade your vehicle. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are Florida's #1 dealer. And right now, we're paying 130% book value for your vehicle. Sell your car today. No matter if it's a current loan, lease, or paid off. Sutherland buys it. No matter the make, model, or mileage, Sutherland buys it. No matter when or where you bought it, Sutherland buys it. You could drive a newer, nicer car for less than you're paying now. Log on to SutherlandBuysIt.com. Get an offer for your vehicle right now. Waiting can cost you thousands. Sutherland is paying 130% book value today. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com.
See dealer for details.
Looking for a reputable HVAC service provider? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating of Naples provides a high level of service and value to our clients. To learn more, visit onehourairnaples.com or call 855-1-HOUR.
Right at Night with Levin and Bongino. Right all day with Drew, Beck, Clay, and Buck. Hannity at 3 and Trey at 5. Yep, 92.5 Fox News is right all along.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest. Here's what our client Lauren had to say.
I work from home, so my home is also my office. And when I'm working, especially since my office is in the back room, I get all of the daytime sunshine. When I'm sitting in my office, I can tell the heat of the day is coming in because it's coming in through my old windows. So one of the benefits I experience directly, day in and day out, is having cooler temperatures in my room as a result of getting Storm Shield windows. My old windows, the heat came in, the room got hot, my air conditioning continued to work harder, and now we don't have any of that.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
An attack within hours. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Fox confirms there's intelligence that an attack is planned at the airport in Kabul, Afghanistan, where thousands of people are at the gates trying to get out of the country.
A new alert from the U.S. Embassy in Kabul saying there are security threats at those gates. Australia's Foreign Minister Maurice Payne says there's a high threat of a terrorist attack.
Do not travel to Hamid Karzai International Airport.
Britain's Armed Forces Minister warns there's credible intelligence that militants are planning an imminent attack. Denmark's defense minister said it's no longer safe to fly in or out of Kabul. President Biden warned earlier this week of potential threats from a terror group called ISIS-K. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs a new executive order banning coronavirus vaccine mandates.
The Republican governor in a statement calling on the Texas legislature to vote the ban into law to avoid a patchwork of vaccine mandates across the state. Abbott's order is intended to close a loophole created by the full approval of Pfizer's vaccine. His previous ban applied to vaccines under emergency use authorizations. Abbott also prohibited mask mandates statewide, but 9 counties and dozens of school districts defied him. COVID-19 hospitalizations in Texas set a new record Wednesday with 14,255 cases. The governor tested positive last week despite being fully vaccinated. Steve Rappaport, Fox News.
A federal judge in Michigan sanctioned some of former President Trump's attorneys who sued over claims of election fraud, calling it a historic and profound abuse of the judicial process. Those lawyers were ordered to pay the city of Detroit's court costs and undergo 12 hours of continuing legal education, including 6 hours on election law. Police in London have arrested a man suspected of contaminating food at 3 supermarkets, injecting it with syringes. It's not known how much food was contaminated or what was in the syringes. People who bought anything from those stores last night are advised to throw it away. America's listening to Fox News.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Getting ready to head out right now. In Collier County, we have a crash right near Palmetto Ridge High School on Oil Well Road at Victory Lane. It's also just down the road from Corkscrew Elementary and Corkscrew Middle, so expect to see some slowdowns on Oil Well just off of Mockley Road if you're getting ready to head through that area. On 75 southbound, starting to see some delays build up between Estero and Bonita Springs because of a crash off to the side at mile marker 118 just before you get to Bonita Beach Road. So watch out for some activity and flashing lights as troopers are working on getting that cleared up. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. We will begin to see the Saharan dust that has been blanketing our area for the past few days, creating for those hazy sky conditions, move out of our area today. That'll be welcoming in some higher chances for rain. A few showers still possible as we head through the remainder of this morning with a bit more cloud covered. Scattered thunderstorms then remain possible as we head throughout the afternoon. Highs today topping off near 92 degrees. It'll also be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're dry to start out your Friday. Temperatures near 76 degrees as we head into the late overnight time frame. More scattered storms possible towards the afternoon with the high of 93 degrees, and we will keep with a daily chance for thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Leftists make you fret? Check out rightallalong.net, the new web home for 92.5 Fox News.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
Dr. Shane Walker here at Thrive Chiropractic and host of the Wellness Hour on 92.5 Fox News for nearly 20 years. And let's face it, many of us are really stressed right now, and that is creating an increase in the number of folks who are dealing with neck pain, headaches, tension across the upper mid-back, anxiety and nervousness. And if you haven't experienced the release of tension that a chiropractic adjustment can produce within your nervous system, go to thrivenaples.com. That's Thrive, Thrive, Naples.com for a special offer. That's thrivenaples.com.
Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Drasites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com. The website, Steele has 3 E's. We do appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast at DrewSteele.com. It's a simple link. You can go there right now. And we thank you very much for that. We thank you very much there, Joe Biden, for $3.5 trillion, building back better bill. Hey, it's going to transform America, everybody. Thanks, Nancy Pelosi, and thanks to all the folks that are just out there looking out for you. And it's not really funny. None of it is humorous. As a matter of fact, it's quite serious. Joel Griffith is joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, research fellow at the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org, as we can talk about the financial implications. We can talk about the climate change implications. Because, with one stroke of a pen, Joel Griffith, I'm sure we can make all kinds of changes, whether it's climate change or I don't even know where to go here. It's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, I've got to tell you that with all the news going on, it's easy to forget about what's happening sometimes in D.C. Certainly, there are a lot of representatives that are out there who are concerned about this. But, I'm concerned more about, obviously, the details of what is in here, as a lot of people are. Right out of the gate, some of the things that are jumping out at you in this reconciliation bill and all the things that you're hearing about. What are your thoughts right out of the gate of what we're in for?
Well, right out of the gate this is being billed as an infrastructure plan, but 12 out of every $13 goes to things other than infrastructure. Yeah. And this is a major problem. Think about what's in this package, this $3 trillion package. Besides the $40,000 worth of additional debt per family, we're talking about amnesty for millions of people who are here illegally. This should be something that should be debated by Congress, not put into an infrastructure plan. Right. And second of all, a big part of this plan is actually the Green New Deal. And under the Green New Deal, hey, maybe a lot of people support it. That's because a lot of people don't know what it actually would do. And the Heritage Foundation, we've crunched the numbers to see exactly what the Green New Deal would mean to families. And what that means is your electricity costs are going to go up about 30% to start. We're talking about in excess of 5 million jobs lost. But most importantly, because it results in such economic inefficiency, it will result in about an $8,000 annual hit to every family in terms of economic output. And we know what this thing looks like because they've already started to implement it in California. And guess what? In California, they're paying far more to fill up their car, and they're paying about twice as much for electricity as they are elsewhere in the world. And Germany has implemented a big part of the Green New Deal, and the typical family in Germany has about $10,000 less per year to spend than a typical family in the United States. And they're not telling us that. Yeah. But that's why we're there, to actually crunch those numbers and let you know exactly how you're going to be impacted by something such as this. Yeah. $3.2 trillion legislation.
Yeah, and the one thing you brought up, and I think that is critical, is the language that's being used. I mean, it all sounds so nice. I mean, the clean energy tax credits. How could you go wrong with a clean energy tax credit? Come on, listen, Joel. Everybody knows we all want clean energy. We want a clean environment. I mean, that's what we all want. We want the polar bears and other bears to get along, and we want pipelines until you find out that we don't want pipelines, and we don't want some of the things that we have to keep the engine rolling, if you will. So a lot of that is also in the wording, in the language.
Yeah, well, they're always trying to peddle these types of programs off on us by the use of fear. Right. And of course, but what they're not telling us as well is even if we end up with zero net carbon emissions every year in the United States, that'll have almost no discernible impact on global temperatures. And that's using the UN's own climate models. So we're being very generous here in terms of that. But second of all, if emissions reductions were really the goal of the left in pushing this legislation forward, then why the heck would President Biden, why would he be canceling a pipeline like he did recently? Right. A pipeline, the transport natural gas, a product that has actually helped reduce our emissions more than any other country in the past several years. The goal here is not environmental cleaning up the environment. The goal here is centralizing economic power in Washington, D.C. We saw them do the same sort of thing in the USSR years ago, centralized power in Moscow. We saw them do this. We're seeing them do this now in Beijing, in China. This is about government power. And this plan is government economic power on steroids. And every family in the United States is going to be harmed as a result.
Yeah. And by the way, not even the Keystone XL, but we're even talking about the latest news of a Obama-appointed federal judge who was the one who invalidated the permits for the Willow Project. That's the oil and gas development that's in the National Petroleum Reserve in Alaska, and that went down. And so, you have a lot of people that are using their power and influence to change a lot of these issues as well. But now we get to something else, Joel, and this is what has frustrated me for the longest time, and I think at Heritage too. I think you've always been on top of this, and I'd like to get your perspective on it. $28 trillion. We're going there, right? The debt right now is exceeding that. And we're talking about massive entitlements to go along with that in Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, which we've got issues with. And now you have this trillions of dollars in this budget reconciliation bill and infrastructure and all the things that we're going to be spending more money, pushing money after all of the goods and services that we have, which is causing the inflation. And don't get me started on interest rates and everything else, because there's nothing going on with that. Feckless seems to be a word that pops into my mind, but I digress. But again, where's the fiscal responsibility? What happened? Where are we? Is it about that? Certain parties, certain individuals have just given up and said, "Listen, if you can't beat them, join them." I mean, at this point, it's one of those things that once you give it, you can't take it back. And so, what do you do at that point?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's hard to even understand how big these numbers are. We think $28 trillion. We know it's big. Well, how big is that? Well, for a typical family of four, that's close to $300,000. That's $28 trillion divided between the entire population. That's a lot of money. And we don't feel that day to day, or we don't think we feel it. But here's how we are feeling it. Number one, you got to pay interest payments on that debt, and that money comes out of our economy. And even if you're not paying $1 income tax, and about half of Americans aren't paying any income tax, just because you're not paying taxes doesn't mean that you're not paying for it. We are already paying for this in terms of lower growth. Our economy, even though we have been growing nearly every year, except for this pandemic year, of course, even though we have been growing every year, we could be growing faster, and we're not, because so much of our wealth that's produced is being siphoned off into paying interest on the debt and to fund these government programs. And this is going to make matters worse, because we're already running a deficit every year. So every new dollar of spending is going to be borrowed, and much of it is going to be printed by our Federal Reserve, and they'll use that money to buy the government debt for the government to spend.
Right.
And we're getting our first taste right now of what it feels like to have inflation at a higher level. I mean, if you've gone grocery shopping, which I think all of us have, we've noticed those prices rising. It's costing us 40% more to fill up our cars, costing us 40% more to buy a vehicle. Housing prices are through the roof. Families are having a tough time even getting their first home right now. Well, a lot of this is related to the fact that we have had more dollars chasing goods and services. Everybody loves getting those stimulus checks. I think most Americans love getting a few $1,000s in their checking account, but they're not liking the rise in the cost of living. These things are actually linked, and that's what this package does. Another $3 trillion to add on top of the $28 trillion. Well, a lot of these Congress people are going to love bragging about the new bridge that got built, but they're not going to accept any responsibility for the fact that people are going to have fewer job opportunities and that the cost of living is going to continue to rise.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the dirty little secret and the key. And I'm so glad that you said that, because it's so hard to describe and explain to people that because their wages are going up, they think $15 an hour, $20 an hour, they're getting this higher wage. It's like, we're going to be fine. Everything is great now because I'm getting more money. And a lot of different ways that people see money coming in from the feds, whether it's a child tax credit that's really not, it's cash in your hands and everything else. But then what they don't realize is that money's worthless because of all the money that we're spending. It's just paper. Yep. It's gone. It's gone before you even get it. That's everybody.
Yes. And who benefits from this are the politicians, though, because once you have a program like that in place, like you just mentioned, that $300 per month per child, it's really hard to oppose that, because it's really easy for a politician to prove that $300 showing up in the checking account for Junior, it's really easy to prove that comes thanks to the generosity of the politician. But it's a lot harder to link individual loss of opportunity in terms of a better job, or higher wages, or lower inflation. It's a lot harder to link that, and politicians know it. They've been getting away with this for decades now. And I think that's why they're trying to push through this monstrosity, because they do continue to get away with it. Because most of us, we're too busy trying to earn a living. And this isn't our fault. We have to earn a living. Right. And we don't recognize the economics of it. And that's why I think it's so important for those of you like yourself to actually highlight this for people, to make people realize that, yes, we might like getting that free money in our checking account, but there are consequences, and we are paying for it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And dare I say, and again, a dirty little secret, it doesn't matter what political stripe you are of, it doesn't matter which party you support. It's hard for any of them to say, I'm going to take away that child tax credit. You're not going to see that check anymore. And people are, well, wait, I kind of like it. Hold on a second. No, you don't understand. It's important that we do this for the very reasons that we're seeing that are tangible. Gas prices, energy prices, the food that we buy. All of this is linked. And I'm so glad that you describe it that way, because I think that's a critical part of it. Listen, I would love to do this more in the future, especially when it comes to financial regulations and, the idea of what we can do about that. Because we could spend a whole lot of time on financial regs, and I would love to have you back to do that. So let's do that again soon. Joel Griffith joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, research fellow at the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org. I appreciate your time, sir. We'll do this again, okay?
Hey, thank you.
All right, we'll see you. That's the point. Sorry, but politically, that's the point. You're going to have Republicans who are not going to stand up and say, my platform is to take away that little check that you've been getting every month. And you're a Republican and you're sitting there and you're going, I don't want to say anything, but I kind of like it. I kind of like that. At the expense of the things that we're seeing now, of the fuel prices and the prices at the groceries and everything is increasing because of all of this money chasing goods and services. It's worthless. And it takes more of that out of your pocket to get these goods. I hope people see that. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. All right, let's find out what's happening with the traffic situation out there right now with Therese O'Shea.
75 southbound backed up south of Alico Road because of a crash at mile marker 127, just south of that exit ramp. So if you're heading out that direction, you may want to take 3 Oaks Parkway or US 41 instead of I-75 to avoid some of those slowdowns on the interstate. Also heading through Lee County, we're dealing with a crash at Alvin Avenue and Lee Boulevard with westbound slowdowns on Lee Boulevard in the area. Keeping an eye also on a crash in North Fort Myers at Pondella Road and North Cleveland Avenue. Collier County not looking too bad out on the roads, just one disabled vehicle at Vanderbilt Beach Road and Livingston Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, after some cloud cover and a few showers this morning, look out for scattered thunderstorms this afternoon with highs nearing 92 degrees. A bit breezy at times with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We should be quieter waking up on your Friday morning. Dry to start with storms for the afternoon and a high near 93 degrees to end out the work week. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
When listening to the radio in your car, remember to always drive on the right side of the road. Keep it here on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's your friend Sean Hannity here. Investing in real estate around this great country is something that I take very seriously. Now, I can tell you there are a lot of agents or national companies. They look good on paper or make big incentives or may even offer to work for less money. But one thing I've learned over the years is details in real estate mean serious dollars. Now, I have seen firsthand the importance of working with and trusting the advice of an agent who truly has their hand on the pulse of the local market, that actually live in the market and have proven track records of making sellers money in that city through good markets and challenging markets. There's only one agent I trust, and I'm talking about Denny Grimes with Keller Williams Naples. Look, the only thing more expensive than hiring an expert is hiring an amateur. Don't trust your home to just anyone. Now, I've done the homework. Talk to the agent that I trust for the best advice. Call Denny Grimes about his guarantees today at 489-HOME. That's 489-HOME, or online it's 489home.com.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow.
Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Hey, this is Papa reporting that we have had an increasing number of phone calls from homeowners. Apparently, a number of the insurance companies have changed their underwriting standards regarding tile roofs. We believe that because of the recent hurricanes and the billions of dollars they paid out in claims, the insurance companies are instituting much stricter guidelines. We have had several thousand calls since Hurricane Irma, whereby homeowners were denied what seemed to be legitimate claims. Invariably, these denials were based upon what the insurance company called so-called normal wear and tear, on issues pointing to slipped or cracked tiles, separation in the ridge caps, or deterioration at the base of the air vents or bathroom stacks that were not previously corrected, and invariably because these issues were not visible from the ground. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, please call Papa for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to help you and your tile roof. Call Papa at 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1326213.
Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design staff have been designing award-winning kitchens and baths for nearly 50 years. Now Encore is proud to offer Foster Appliances, a sophisticated line of chef-grade handmade Italian products just perfect for the home chef and all of us. Encore Luxury Cabinets and Design is proud to be a select area dealer for these hand-built appliances that are in many ways superior to other brand-name high-end cooking appliances. Since 1975, Foster has created top-of-the-line cooktops, ovens, ranges, hoods, sinks, and faucets for residential and commercial use. Their attention to detail and unique accessories enhance the cooking experience, making them a preferred supplier to luxury resorts such as the Ritz-Carlton. Call Encore at 239-331-5287 to schedule a demonstration at their expanded Naples showroom, or visit EncoreCabinetDesign.com for inspirational cabinet designs and appliances for your new home or remodeling project.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myShowerDoor.com.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. This is Daybreak with Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
According to a new study, antibodies from llamas may prevent infections from coronavirus. And of course, now you can't find any llamas at Costco.
Wait a minute. Is that true? Hold on a second. Is that... I had no idea. Wait a minute. Hold on a second, Jake. You can get llamas at Costco?
I've never been.
I had no idea. That's news to me. No, but it is true that they're talking about getting antibodies from llamas, and they've been looking into that. I don't know why. I mean, we have a vaccine. Why are we looking?
We should just stop taking stuff from animals.
No, well, we shouldn't. No, yeah, we should. Jake's got a great. That is a very, very, very good point. How about
hey,
can we stay away from animals when it comes to helping us or doing anything? Like just any lab that's out there that wants to get a hold of an animal for anything. Could you just stay away from the animals, please? Is that
not necessary?
Step away from the llamas. I just don't understand what the problem is here. I mean, we got a vaccine. Everything's fine. I mean, it's the unvax that are the problem. The vaccine is it, and boosters in perpetuity for everybody, and let's leave the llamas alone. We don't need any help from anybody on anything when it comes to, all right. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. Also, more on Afghanistan. We'll get to that, too, on the way.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply.
To spend a lot of time out of doors. But if you're working in the yard, be sure to stay safe. When trimming trees or vegetation, always carefully look first for power lines. You can be seriously injured or killed if you or anything you are touching comes in contact with a power line. Remember, always stay at least 10 feet away from neighborhood power lines and 30 feet away from larger power lines. A safety first reminder from Florida Power and Light and this station.
Hi, I'm Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows and Doors in North Fort Myers. And when it comes to hurricane windows and doors, you have two choices, Storm Shield and all the rest.
The aesthetics of the appearance from the outside and the inside is just amazing. But it's quiet. It's really quiet inside, and it's made a huge difference in our energy consumption. My name is Dee Channel, and I have 100% confidence in Storm Shield products. On a scale of 1 to 10, they'd be 10 plus.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. My wife and I made a decision to replace our windows. Storm Shield windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield Windows and Doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%. And our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. There are warnings from Western nations that Islamic State could be hours away from carrying out an attack at Kabul airport where troops are carrying out evacuations.
Now, the next problem is it is going to take time to draw down those thousands of troops, and all that is going to slow down the evacuation process too. An attack could also put a stop to all this.
Fox's Kitty Logan. And in Florida, a father murdered protecting his son.
21-year-old Dustin Wakefield and his family were visiting from Colorado. They were eating at a Miami Beach cafe on the city's famous Ocean Drive when a man approached and pointed a gun at his 1-year-old son. Wakefield pleaded with the gunman not to shoot, reportedly saying, quote, "He's only a boy." Wakefield was then shot dead while shielding his child.
Fox's Marion Rafferty, the suspect, is in custody. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
75 southbound backed up south of Alico Road because of a crash at mile marker 127 just south of that exit ramp. So if you're heading out that direction, you may want to take 3 Oaks Parkway or US 41 instead of I-75 to avoid some of those slowdowns on the interstate. Also heading through Lee County, we're dealing with a crash at Alvin Avenue and Lee Boulevard with westbound slowdowns on Lee Boulevard in the area. Keeping an eye also on a crash in North Fort Myers at Pondella Road and North Cleveland Avenue. Collier County not looking too bad out on the roads, just one disabled vehicle at Vanderbilt Beach Road and Livingston Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. We will begin to see the Saharan dust that has been blanketing our area for the past few days, creating for those hazy sky conditions. Move out of our area today. That'll be welcoming in some higher chances for rain. A few showers still possible as we head through the remainder of this morning with a bit more cloud cover. Scattered thunderstorms then remain possible as we head throughout the afternoon. Highs today topping off near 92 degrees. It'll also be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're dry to start out your Friday. Temperatures near 76 degrees as we head into the late overnight time frame. More scattered storms possible towards the afternoon with the high of 93 degrees, and we will keep with a daily chance for thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
Summer is here, and Conditioned Air wants to introduce you to our new Easy Comfort solution, the coolest way to get your new AC. Now you can get a new AC unit for one low monthly payment and no down payment. Best of all, annual tune-ups, a smart thermostat, air filters, and repairs due to normal wear and tear are all included. Call Conditioned Air today to comfort people since 1962. 1-888-COLD-AIR or online at conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples, or visit RockSolidNaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Great news, Southwest Florida. The best trade-in deal ever is back at Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2013 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, regardless of what brand it is or where you bought it from, Naples Nissan will give you the full original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. That's right, folks. Aaron Walker here. Hey, whatever the car you're driving now was worth when it was brand new, even if you didn't buy it new, that's exactly what it will be worth right now. But only at Naples Nissan. Oh, and by the way, while inventory may seem short elsewhere, that's definitely not the case for us over here on Pine Ridge Road. We've got over 300 new Nissan models to choose from, including over 100 all-new, completely redesigned Rogue models. Get full offer details and pick out the new Nissan you want to drive home today at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit LDTlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano. LDTlaw.com.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, love to hear from you. 239-479-5592. The talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website, Steele S3Es. You can go there to watch. And you can subscribe to the podcast, so any interviews you've missed or anything that I've said that you're like, hey, did he say that? Yeah, you can go back to the podcast. Just type in Drew Steele to any of your favorite podcast locations, or DrewSteele.com right there has a link where you can subscribe. All right, a couple of stories that I wanted to touch on. We're going to get back to what's going on in Afghanistan, and nothing says, as Red State put it, nothing says highly organized, like 2 congressmen visiting Kabul and no one telling the White House or Pentagon about it. How does that happen? Well, besides that, when they get there, what do they see? It seems to go against what the White House has been saying, so we're going to get to some of that coming up. I see this right now. I know this is going to be hard for you to believe. You got all of these balls in the air, right? You got the border, you've got Afghanistan, you've got inflation, you've got this $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation and everything that's going on, and all the concerns and COVID and mask mandates and vaccinations and all the balls in the air. And I know this is something you probably haven't heard yet, but I'll tell you right now, nothing to be concerned about. Election integrity is fine. Anybody who's talked about keeps bringing up election audits, looking at Arizona, looking at Pennsylvania. A senator is like, yeah, we want to start looking into auditing the election from 2020, and we have questions and concerns. You conspiracy theory, tinfoil hat people, you've got to stop. This is an embarrassment. Stop doing this because there is no election integrity issues anywhere. Of course, there is this story. It's not that big a deal. It's okay. The FBI raided some homes of some Democrat lawmakers over some corruption that was happening. It's in Detroit. The FBI's there. They did a raid on City Hall and the homes of some city council members. It's probably something very local, so it's not really that big of an issue. I mean, the FBI is involved, so that's a kind of an issue. Part of a federal corruption investigation. What's the corruption? Well, it's nothing to see. No criminal charges are filed against the individuals. Search warrants were sealed right now in court. But there have been some charges that maybe 3 weeks ago there was some conspiracy counts and to commit bribery, allegedly accepting over $35,000 to be influenced and rewarded for votes. Yeah, okay. Listen, it's just one city in America. It's not that big a deal. It's not happening on a grand scale. So let's not get carried away. It's one place. It's
breaking news. A bombshell.
Oh, wait, this just handed to me. Well, there's also an issue in California, of all places. They got a recall going on there.
Investigators are now trying to determine why it is that more than 300 recall ballots were found inside a man's car at this 7-Eleven in Torrance.
There's a recall election in California. It's pretty big. Talking about getting rid of the governor right now, Gavin Newsom. And so there's ballots in a car.
More than 300 mail-in ballots for the governor's recall race were found inside a car parked at this Torrance 7-Eleven with a man sleeping inside of it.
So that's kind of the part where we're at now with this investigation is everyone wants to know two questions. Why were the ballots in his vehicle? What was his intent with those ballots? And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, so look, it's not okay. There's a guy, he falls asleep, he's got some ballots. There's probably a simple explanation for this. I mean, he's probably, look, it's innocent. The guy is he's just your average Joe. He's pumping gas. He's working hard. He's tired. He just happens to have the ballots in his car. It's not that big a deal. I mean, it's not like he's some kind of criminal or anything like that.
And stolen ballots weren't all police found inside the car. There was Xanax, a gun, meth, and other mail.
He was arrested on several charges related to possession of the firearm, the narcotics.
Yeah. No, but there's no election integrity. You got to stop. Mike Lindell's got to stop. You got to stop with this. All the people that are concerned about election integrity, stop it. This is an outrage. January 6th, there was an insurrection on the Capitol, and it was started by Donald Trump, and it was right-wing individuals there who all listened to and got communication from the former president of the United States, and they were the ones that started the insurrection. It was an armed insurrection. Many, many, many people died, and they were trying to stop this government from functioning properly and to install a king known as Trump. And
breaking news. A bombshell.
Oh, yeah, this just in as well. Yeah, that's a lie, too. Yeah, but we'll put it out there. We'll keep saying all these things because you're not allowed to question. Nancy Pelosi's got a January 6th committee she's putting together, and there's a blacklist of some conservative media figures, but nothing to see here. I mean, look, it's going to be all above board. I mean, Nancy Pelosi put something together, and you can be guaranteed that that's a bowl of doggy doo. You got that right. Yeah, you betcha. So they're going to keep doing this. They still have the January 6th committee. And now they have high-profile Trump supporters, many of whom are reporters and the like, and names that you may know. You've got Trump's children in there, dozens of other names documented, including Jack Posobiec and D.C. Draino, Rogan O'Handley, and all kinds of folks in there that, oh boy, the list is quite long. Good. I'm looking at the list right now. I had no idea it was this long. All right. So who do we have here? We got Mike Flynn. We got Owen Schroyer. We've got Bernie Kerik. We've got Roger Stone. We've got, the names just go on and on and on. They've got all kinds of people that they want to look at. A whole list. Because... Oh, did they not get the memo that on Friday there was the document dump? Because, there's a lot of stuff going on with Afghanistan and the like, and it's hard to keep track of the news. And that document dump from Reuters that was talking about the FBI, it's like, we just don't have the evidence to show that any of the things that have been talked about actually happened, with January 6th and Trump and supporters and, this whole insurrection. And okay. But Nancy Pelosi's on it. Okay. Yeah, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We can report on all of these things together. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com is the website. Hey, speaking of the disaster that is Afghanistan, there's some more news on that. As you can imagine, a lot of people asking questions. Secretary of State Blinken was asked a very specific question yesterday with regard to the Taliban. We're getting word now that you're not to be going anywhere near Kabul, the airport. Yeah, they're saying stay away. It's a really bad place to be right now. The U.S. and U.K. embassies have issued a security alert and saying get away from the airport, leave immediately, and do not come here. That there is a word that some bad things could possibly being set up to happen there with the thousands of people that are along the gates, which I don't understand, because I thought the Taliban, they were good people. They're reformed. They're different. Everything, it's new. It's a new day. Come on. It's a brand new day, everybody. They're fine. Everything is good. They've turned over a new leaf, as it were. Yeah. So the Secretary of State yesterday was asked a pretty important question. And what an answer to it. Listen to this.
I wanted to ask a more fundamental question about the Taliban. Your spokesperson indicated in recent days that de facto the Taliban are in charge in Kabul. But there is no legal recognized government by the United States at this moment. And it kind of begs the question, why does the United States even have to pay attention to what the Taliban wants?
That's a good question.
It's an SDGT.
Yep.
It's sanctioned by many organizations.
Yep.
It's already losing access to Afghan government resources because of its past and current behavior.
Yes.
Why should the United States even care what the Taliban wants to be done at the airport or frankly anywhere else in the country, since they are not, in the U.S.'s eyes, a legally recognized government?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's more to it than that, but certainly what we're saying is, as the former president of the United States put it, I know you got a red button, but we got a bigger one. So what are you doing here? Well, why are we taking orders from the Taliban? Why is Joe Biden president of the United States, and you as well? Why is the administration taking orders from the Taliban? It's just okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, this ought to be good. Here you go.
Our focus right now is on getting our citizens and getting our partners, Afghan partners, third country partners who've been working in Afghanistan with us, out of the country into safety.
That's your answer. That's the answer. Like, well, why are we listening to the Taliban? Why are we doing anything that they say? What kind of That's the answer. The answer is a non-answer. The answer is spin. That's what we're going to get. A lot of that. And there's all kinds of stories about what's going on with the Taliban right now and what they are doing. Listen, but they've turned over a new leaf. They are different than you remember. Yeah, that's right. Even though there's an imminent ISIS threat that's going on right now, and everybody's got, I can't stress the desperation of the situation enough. The threat is credible, it's imminent, it's lethal. That is some of the words that are there on the ground. And the Taliban has secured the world's largest lithium deposits after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Lithium is a pretty important element, and there's a lot of that there in Afghanistan. Somebody's going to get their hands on it because it's going to be used and it's going to be needed. And you wonder who, China. And so you have that. And Taliban has also asked Turkey for help to run the Kabul airport. It's not like they're going to walk in and go, okay, does anybody know what to do? Yeah, we probably have some people that'll help us. And so just putting it all out there that feckless is a word. But again, 842 million people voted for Joe Biden as president of the United States, and that is not a joke.
Not a joke.
And this is what we have, and it is dire. All right, coming up in just a couple of minutes, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We will play Drew's College of Political Knowledge today. That is on the way. But first, again, we can multitask here. We can walk and chew gum at the same time because there's a lot of other things that are going on. Our friend Denise Nystrom is been keeping an eye on a lot of things that are happening education with schools. She is somebody who has been at the Lee County School Board meetings constantly, along with others who are doing incredible work and keeping an eye on everyone, especially with regard to the mask mandates that they've talked about, and then the people talked back and said no, and then they decided, no, until you think to yourself, there's probably going to be an opportunity for that to come up once again. And Denise is on the line with us, and my assumption, Denise, is that this is something that's coming up again.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Drew. Drew, thanks for taking the call.
Yeah.
So I would like to know what it means when I accidentally get a text from Chair Debbie Jordan talking to me about setting up another action meeting. In other words, she accidentally texted me. And when I replied to her, what is this about? Is it about a mask meeting? She went silent. So rumor has it that they are going to either try to put a resolution together on Tuesday night to mask the children, or they're going to call an emergency meeting, and they're going to mask the children. So that's what we're up against right now.
All right. So another thing that we're keeping an eye on, even though, you have the Parents' Bill of Rights and the governor has talked about this. And I get it, Denise, because, there's a lot of, I'm sure you've heard about it as well. There are a lot of kids that are getting, that have been getting sick, that have been getting the vid. There are a lot of teachers as well that have not been in schools. We've heard about this. We've heard about the cases here in the state and even locally. There's no doubt about all of that. You can't deny that. But at the same time, what we're trying to figure out is whether or not mask mandates are going to work even in this case. And still, go ahead.
Well, that's just it. And they bring in their so-called experts, but they really only bring in experts that tell one side of the story.
Yeah.
For example, they don't bring in any experts that talk about the illnesses that children are getting as a result of wearing the masks. Headaches, anxiety, depression, bacterial infections. They don't talk about any of that. All they talk about is masking the children. And we had, thanks to you, really, we had over 500 patriots at the last board meeting, and we blew them out of the water. But we need more. We need 1,000 people to show up. We need more people to show up at the next board meeting, which is Tuesday night, and to be aware that they are very likely calling an emergency meeting. Yeah. So people are going to have to come out and say that they are not going to comply.
Well, keep an eye on it for us and let me know, give us a call and let us know what you hear and what's going on. And we'll, again, keep an eye on this issue. I've got to run right now because we've got to do Drew's College, but I appreciate you, Denise. Okay, so stay in touch, all right?
I appreciate you too. Thank you.
All right. And again, listen, before we go to Drew's College, let me just say this so that unequivocally you understand where I stand. I know that there's some that want their kids masked up, want to be masked up, and some that do not want to be masked up. I get it. Please understand that if there were evidence to show and prove that the mask mandates work, do you honestly think that me or anybody else would be doing some of the things that we're doing if there was evidence to prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that the mask mandates work? Because we care as much as you do about the safety and security of our kids. The suggestion that we don't is irresponsible. But again, when the CDC, that the Lee County School Board or Collier County, anybody is going to have to look at and say, well, we've gone to the experts. Well, we always go to the CDC. Well, if you go to the CDC, then why did the CDC cover up data that showed that masking kids in schools is pointless? It was their own study. They found statistically insignificant differences between schools that required kids to wear masks and those that didn't, but they didn't include it in the finding in a summary of their report. Why did they keep it out? It's almost as if they kept it out because they knew that certain places would go to the CDC and say, hey, what do you think about this? Well, if we put it in the report, then that means that we're going to have to go by that, which is something that we don't want to do because we definitely want to have those mask mandates in. So it's almost as if I'm just putting this out there. I'm not saying it happened, but it's weird because if you keep it out, then it's really hard for you to look and say it's in, and you're trying to go with what's in when it comes to the CDC. But if it's out, then you don't have to. Do you see what I'm saying? Questions that need to be answered. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. If you would like to play right now, we would love to have you. 239-479-5592. Caller number 5. Let's have a little bit of fun today on this. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? It's Thursday. It's Thursday? It is Thursday. All right. So we'll do that coming up. Stay break 92.5. Fox News right all along.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, Michael Crothers, owner of Pure Air Conditioning. Now that our economy has reopened and to help the community, we've decided to offer a safe $29 AC maintenance. All Pure Air employees are supplied with gloves, foot coverings, and KN95 masks for your and their protection. Find us online at getpureair.com to schedule your safe $29 AC maintenance. Join me every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. for the Get Pure Air radio show. I'll be talking about everything from air conditioning maintenance to troubleshooting tips.
Presented by LeMace RV of Fort Myers. Starting Thursday, RV Show USA is inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center. Hundreds of new and used RVs have been gathered and priced to sell. Enjoy discounts on top names like Winnebago, Fleetwood, Integra, and more. Plus, a great selection of discounted used RVs to choose from. Free parking and admission. For more information, see rv.fun. RV Show USA inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center starts Thursday.
One selling Genesis dealer in the nation? It's our incredible selection and professional sales staff. Hi, I'm Sheila Zellers, owner of Genesis of Naples. When I drive my beautiful new 2021 Genesis GV80 around town, the first thing everyone says to me is, what is that beautiful SUV? I tell them it's the all-new first ever SUV from Genesis. Then they usually ask, how much does it cost? I know it's hard to believe, but it starts at just $49,500 and the fully equipped Prestige for just over $70,000. It has an amazing interior and breathtaking design and your choice of turbo engines in rear and all-wheel drive, but that's not all. We have a huge selection of the all-new 2021 Genesis G80s and G90s. Come visit Genesis of Naples on Airport Road or genesisofnaples.com. I love my GV80 and you'll love it too.
All offers with approved credit on select models based on January 2021 retail sales. 72 months at $0 per month for 1,000 finance. No down payment required.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. It's Drew's College.
Oh, boy. So, as fate would have it, the phones are dead. What just happened? You might have to play it. Seriously, the phones everything just went blank. If you want to call right now, 239-479-5592. Let's see if somebody can get through because right now there's nada. There's nothing here. Everything just went blank. Yeah, you're going to have to play. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Jake's going to play today, Drew's College. 4 questions on politics and more. You get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're on a PhD. Here you go, Jake. You ready? Okay, come on. Have some fun with me. Do you know, after all of this, you probably know a little bit. Our 2 senators, do you know who our 2 senators in the state are?
Great. I know one used to
Give me
be,
one.
Scott.
Okay, Rick Scott. Okay.
That's one?
Yeah, that's
Rubio?
good. Yeah, Rubio. Good.
2.
Scott and Rubio.
Cool.
All right, so give yourself a ding. Okay, good.
I get my bell.
Oh, boy, this is a tough one. Hey, can you name any of the Supreme Court justices? Any of them at all? Just one? Can you give me one? I know you're here all the time and you hear these.
You know, I hear Ruth in my head. I don't know why.
Well, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is no longer with us, but she is technically a
She was.
Right? Okay, so they give yourself a ding.
Half a ding.
All right. There's no such thing as half a ding.
Yep, you just turn it down real fast.
All right. Oh gosh. All right. So I won't tell you I'll tell you the year. In 1990, there was something called Operation Desert Shield that pushed back Saddam Hussein. In 1990, do you know who the president was in 1990?
1990.
Yeah, this was the president that did Operation Desert Shield and pushed back Saddam Hussein. You could do this. Come on, 1990. Think about it. You got this.
Well, was it Clinton?
No, it was Bush.
It was Bush?
Yeah.
You know?
It's okay. Yeah,
Yep,
it's all right.
Clinton was president when I was
Listen, you're on the
born,
spot
so.
because of the phones. You're on the spot. Okay. All right, here's a multiple choice. An easy one. You ready?
Make it difficult.
No, all right. So this president has an inaugural speech in the winter of 1841. Takes an hour to read it. He catches a chill, leads to pneumonia, and he dies a month later.
Maybe I need multiple choice.
Okay. Taft, Harrison, or Clinton?
Taft?
No, it's Harrison.
Harrison?
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Terrible.
I know. You had plenty of... Okay.
I got a high school diploma. Or
I
maybe
don't
the
know what
equivalent.
you got. You got us out of a jam, too. Now I'm worried about the phones because... all right. I don't know if it... Could somebody try to call right now and just see if they're working? 239-479-5592. Because right now, we got nothing. But we'll see what's happening. Maybe we can clear this up. All right. We'll get into more of what's going on in Afghanistan. And now we come to find out you can't go to the airport because there's an ISIS threat. This is not good.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
5 days left. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News, and a bipartisan group of Congress members is asking President Biden to reconsider sticking with the August 31st deadline for evacuations in Afghanistan and the withdrawal of American troops. The White House says more than 101,000 people have been evacuated since the end of July. Vice President Harris in Hanoi, Vietnam.
Each day and night, we continue to evacuate thousands of people, understanding that it is risky.
Fox confirms intelligence of a planned attack at the airport in Kabul, Afghanistan. Americans are told to stay away from there for now. The Mexican government has not said whether it will cooperate with the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that the Biden administration must reinstate former President Trump's policy for asylum seekers, forcing them to wait in Mexico. The court Tuesday upheld a lower court ruling based on a lawsuit filed by the states of Missouri and Texas. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton tells Fox,
"This idea that you have to stay in Mexico and wait for your asylum hearing is a really good idea, especially when only about 14% of these people qualify. So it was greatly successful under the Trump administration. We're hoping that reinstituting it will really help along the border."
Critics of the policy say it denies people the legal right to seek protection in the U.S. and forces them to wait in dangerous conditions. More kids are getting sick with COVID-19.
A child younger than a year old is among the latest COVID deaths in Louisiana, which has had more than 12,000 confirmed total COVID deaths. Tennessee's state health commissioner now says children account for 1/3 of the state's COVID cases. Mississippi is reporting the death of a child younger than 5 as law enforcement officials investigate threats to that state's top health official who has been imploring people for months to be vaccinated against COVID. New Mexico health officials warned that state is about a week away from having to ration medical care as cases rise there.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. An Israeli study finds Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine slightly increases the risk of heart inflammation and myocarditis, but that COVID-19 infection is more likely to cause that than the vaccine. America's listening to Fox News.
That gets it right is 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Wink News traffic.
Good morning. Heading out right now along 75. Still tracking major backups from an earlier crash at mile marker 127. Still a little bit of a scene out there just south of Alico Road, but all travel lanes are open. Still, we're dealing with backups now even north of Daniels Parkway, heading all the way down through RSW and toward Alico Road. Take Treeline Avenue to Buckingham Road to get around those backups. You could also take 41. That's running up to speed across that area of southern Lee County. We also have a crash we're dealing with right near Riverdale High School. Looks like that's at Buckingham Road just south of Palm Beach Boulevard, causing delays northbound on Buckingham. A crash with roadblock in both directions on Orange River Boulevard at Neal Road, so watch out for major slowdowns there. FHP and the Lee County Sheriff's Office on scene trying to get that crash cleared up. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. We will begin to see the Saharan dust that has been blanketing our area for the past few days, creating for those hazy sky conditions. Move out of our area today. That'll be welcoming in some higher chances for rain. A few showers still possible as we head through the remainder of this morning with a bit more cloud cover. Scattered thunderstorms then remain possible as we head throughout the afternoon. Highs today topping off near 92 degrees. It'll also be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're dry to start out your Friday. Temperatures near 76 degrees as we head into the late overnight time frame. More scattered storms possible towards the afternoon with the high of 93 degrees, and we will keep with a daily chance for thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Got friends and family living far away? Tell them to stream the best station yet at rightallalong.net, the online home of 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is Florida's factory direct window company. We manufacture, install, and guarantee your windows for life. One company, one call. Our replacement windows are made to better enhance the energy efficiency of your home and stand up to Florida weather. New South Window, home of the ultimate Florida window for you. Made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we know Florida weather.
Going on now. Buy 2 windows, get a third free. Call 1-800-NEW-WINDOWS.
Replace your AC today, go on a cruise tomorrow. Island Air wants to send you to the island. Matt here from Island Air of Southwest Florida with some great news.
Decisions. Do I buy an air conditioner? Do I take a vacation? For a limited time, Island Air is offering you both in one package.
Call us today to find out more details on how to claim your voucher. Call 239-466-8668.
Call 466-8668 for more details.
License number CAC 057544.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F. No high pressure sales tactics. F minus. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back to school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ.
Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Offers on select in-stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
Every blade of grass has been meticulously cut. The numbers, lines, and logos precisely laid out. And now the only thing missing is you. Jaguars football ends here. Sunday, the Jags take on the Cowboys.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Coverage kicks at noon.
Oh, my God.
103.3 and 105.9. Fox Sports Radio presents Jaguars football on 92.5 Fox News.
Ty Lassiter here with Key City Capital. And we're super excited to be growing roots right here in Southwest Florida and are looking forward to being a part of this community for years to come. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all our clients and partners through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments,
Without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. Streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Thank you so much for joining us. Watching on the website or subscribing to the podcast. You can listen to the show anytime you'd like. Hours 1 and 2 already up. And we get it up fast for you there so that you can listen at your convenience. Hey, just to remind everybody, today is an important day. Town Hall, Congressman Byron Donalds' Town Hall will be happening at 6 p.m. tonight at the Estero Rec Center. That's at 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard. Again, the Estero Rec Center tonight, 6 p.m. It is the town hall with Congressman Byron Donalds. So show up, tell your friends. Let's make it a big, huge turnout. And whatever it is that you want to discuss, whatever's on your mind, whatever is happening in your world that you're concerned about, especially some of the things that he is representing us here in Southwest Florida about, it is your time to talk to him tonight there. So again, big town hall. Don't miss it. 6 p.m. tonight. That's at the Estero Rec Center, 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard. And hopefully in just a few minutes, he'll be joining us. As you can imagine, he's quite busy. So we'll see if he'll have a few minutes to join us on this Thursday. A couple of things I wanted to touch on with regard to the issues at hand in Afghanistan and a big, important issue that has come up and some people that I talked to. And I'm going to get to that in just a second because I did have a chance to speak with a couple of different individuals yesterday, some special op folks who were really concerned about how in the world it's going to happen, how in the world we're going to be able to get Americans out by the 31st, especially now considering that you have the UK and the US both who are talking about not going to the airport. The security alert, getting away from the Kabul airport, leave immediately, do not come. So now on top of that, all of the other issues, they're saying they don't see it happening. But we'll get to that and more right now with Congressman Byron Donalds, who's joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Very busy, as you can imagine. We'll mention once again about the town hall tonight, 6 p.m. at the Estero Rec Center. First of all, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Drew. But our country is not. But I'm doing good.
Yeah, no, I know. A couple of things we'll talk about with Afghanistan. But first, I heard you talking about the other day the concerns about the 3.5 trillion, 5.5 trillion, who knows how many trillions you're talking about, infrastructure, budget reconciliation, all of the things that Democrats are doing right now and Nancy Pelosi. And I'd like you to speak to that because I am concerned, as you are, with a lot of things, not only the debt that we are under, not only the fact that we keep throwing money after goods and services, and every time somebody says, hey, I got a bump in pay, or hey, I'm getting some money from the government, it means nothing if you're chasing goods and services with printed money, that the inflation is just going through the roof, and there's no sign of it stopping, no help from the Democrats. Maybe your thoughts on all of this that's happening right now.
Well, I mean, it's just economic idiocy. This makes no sense at all. I mean, look, first of all, you mentioned it with inflation. I mean, what's happening to Americans, working class Americans, poor families, senior citizens, is their purchasing power is being eroded. It's being destroyed. I mean, it doesn't matter if you make more $1 extra an hour if it's costing you an extra $1 per gallon at the pump. If food is costing you an extra 8 to 9%, it doesn't work. If your housing costs are going up because of inflation, because builders can't build, because materials aren't around, none of this is going to help the American people. It lets politicians look good. I mean, they're like, oh, great, look what we did for the people. But it's a catastrophe. And I think, Nancy Pelosi yesterday on the floor, she was talking about how, oh, we're here to help the people. We're here for the children. We're here for the children. This is going to help the children. And my viewpoint is, no, you're robbing from the children. You're taking tax dollars out of the hands of future Americans to spend today on stuff that's nice to do, I guess, but we don't have the resources to actually consistently do them in an effective way over the long term of the country. And so it looks good for her legacy now. It looks good for Joe Biden's legacy now. But in 20 years, our country is going to be swimming in this stuff. And I mean, let's just be very clear. In 20 years, both Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi are going to be dead. They will not be here. And so the future Americans are going to have to deal with this. So this is awful economic policy. There's no debate in Congress on this. All spending is supposed to originate out of the House. I will tell you, the House has not debated any of this stuff. It was stuck in a rule. Nobody debated it. It never came before the Budget Committee. I've never debated it. None of that has occurred. So for the people of Southwest Florida or any congressional district in the country, you hear $3.5 trillion, but no member of Congress has said a word about it because we were never allowed to. It was just an up or down vote on a rule, not even the actual spending.
Yeah. And, a lot of people ask me all the time, what can be done? What could we do? How are we going to stop this? We've got time here, the 27th. I mean, is there any hope that any of this could be stopped in any way, shape, or form? I mean, what can be done?
I mean, there's some hope, but it's minimal. First and foremost, I mean, Sinema and Manchin are saying they're not going to vote for $3.5 trillion, but they didn't say they weren't going to vote for $3 trillion. Right. I think the second part is, House Democrats behind the scenes are cursing their leadership. They're cursing Joe Biden. They can't believe what's going on. But when it comes time to vote, to actually put their money where their mouth is, they fold. And I'm not saying that as a Republican who just goes along with party leadership. I mean, my record in the Florida legislature was very clear. I bucked leadership when I thought they were wrong. Yep. And so it takes a special kind of member to say, no, this is wrong, and I'm not supporting this. Not folding, not buckling, basically to pass a rule. Because what they really did is the moderate Democrats want to vote for the $1 trillion infrastructure bill. Nancy Pelosi was saying, no, you got to do both. So the compromise was, well, we won't make you vote for the $3.5 trillion. We'll make sure we bring up infrastructure for a vote.
Yeah.
That was the deal that was cut.
That was the deem and the deem vote, the one attaching them both, so they'd only have to vote for the one, which would technically be a vote for both. This kind of behind the scenes, yeah.
Yep. And so they'll go home to their districts and be like, I never voted for that. That's a lie. They did, because they allowed the process to begin.
Right.
Just like in the Senate, 19 Republicans wanted to be bipartisan. But what happened? The second they passed that infrastructure bill, Chuck Schumer moved the 3.5 budget rec, opening the door.
Right.
The second they passed it.
Right.
This is what goes on in Washington, D.C. This is why Americans are so frustrated with it. This is why the approval ratings of Congress sucks and is in the toilet, because you have people who play these little games to get the thing that they want, not looking at the future of the country as a whole.
Right. Once again, Congressman Byron Donalds joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. A reminder, a big night tonight. The town hall is going to be at the Estero Rec Center at 6 p.m., 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard. Please be there. It's important that you hear from your congressman and whatever it is that's on your mind, that is your concern, that you can hear from him and then speak directly as well. Listen, you made a big announcement just a couple of days ago, and I think you're right on the money with this when it comes to the President of the United States and your call and what you believe should happen to him right now, considering what's going on in Afghanistan. I think it's very clear. Maybe you can talk about that.
Well, I mean, look, the president, like I said in my statement, has abdicated all responsibility to being commander-in-chief. He's weakened our military presence in that region. He's weakened our military presence, frankly, around the world, because our enemies are now on the move. The Chinese are on the move. The Iranians have kicked up their enrichment protocol to get weapons-grade uranium. They've kicked that into high gear. The Russians are now looking at Ukraine in a whole new light, considering what happened in Afghanistan. The totalitarian Cubans They don't fear this administration at all now. Even if they had a semblance of fear, all of that is gone. How is Joe Biden going to act on the world stage for whatever the next foreign policy crisis is? Because there's always one, because you're dealing with human beings, and some of them are the worst human beings on the face of the planet. What's he going to do? Our allies do not trust him at all. I don't care what the White House says. We're hearing how so many members of the G7 have been begging him to stay. He won't change his mind. He has no intel to state why he won't change his mind. All the intel states that you have to stay there. And by the way, for people who do not know or think that, that's wishful thinking, look at all the people we've moved out of Afghanistan. There are Americans who are going to be left behind. Period. Full stop.
Yep.
This president is not using military force to get Americans out of harm's way. He's not doing it. He is leaving them behind. If that's not an abdication of your responsibility as commander-in-chief, I don't know what is. And for people on the left who say, oh, but Donald Trump did this and Donald Trump did that, Donald Trump never left an American behind. Not once.
Yep, that is.
And I don't think that he would.
And you know it. You know it. I know it. They know it. It would never. It never would have gone this far. We talked. I talked about this on numerous occasions, and everybody knows it. And I had a conversation yesterday with a couple of retired special ops guys who had a lot of experience in Afghanistan, and they're saying the same thing. It's not going to happen. Never going to get these Americans out. It can't happen. The logistically, it's going to be impossible. And the nerve of and the gall of, and how horrific it is for Jen Psaki and others in the White House and the Secretary of State and others to try to spin this, to make it seem like this is some kind of Berlin airlift, that this is actually success, and some of the media going along with it, trying to spin the narrative, because if you don't hear about after the 31st deaths of Americans, then it didn't happen. This suggestion that once they're out, that if nobody reports it, then it doesn't exist, that you can try to change the narrative. And I'm sure you've probably heard about that too, and the concerns of many on Capitol Hill.
We have a lot of members who served in that theater who are in the Republican conference, and frankly, that are in Congress. There's a lot of Democrats who served in that theater too. I will tell you that in our classified briefing, it was bipartisan, the demand to stay past August 31st. And I'm talking about, you had some liberal Democrats saying it, rank and file Democrats, obviously the Republicans are saying it. They're all telling the Joint Chiefs and the Secretary of State, you have to implore the president to stay past August 31. Here's what's going to happen past August 31 if Joe Biden holds to the timeline, which it looks like he's going to do.
Yep.
You're going to have contractors. These are the guys who do stuff in other parts of the world that nobody wants to talk about, who are ex-military. These guys, a lot of them are already in the theater right now trying to exfil people, trying to get people out of that country in other ways than using the United States as a way to do it. There's already talk of people trying to basically find a way to escape and evade into Pakistan, to get out via Pakistan. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening on the ground. We're going to have a lot of our former men and women in uniform who still operate are going to be in that theater to get Afghanis out who basically kept them alive on the battlefield, and also to get Americans out who were trapped behind enemy lines. And all of this could have been avoided, Drew. We should have never gave up Bagram Airfield. Listen, Sheila Jackson Lee basically told them we should have never given up Bagram.
Really?
Sheila Jackson Lee is saying that.
Wow.
So I'm telling you, it is bipartisan. And this president is a paper tiger. He is soft. Yeah. Our enemies know it. Why do you think the Chinese are now doing military maneuvers over Taiwan? Yeah. Because they know he's weak and he's not going to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's, the same person I talked to yesterday was talking about the fact that Bagram was basically impenetrable. I mean, you could have put a minimal, not only could you have put a minimal amount of people there to keep it because of how impenetrable it is, but how big it is, they could have brought in people there. All the people that they were trying to evac, they could have brought them to Bagram. They could have brought thousands of people there.
Yesterday, they told Americans not to go to the airport and leave the airport because of a security threat, which is basically ISIS-K. That's what they said. Bagram Airfield has 2 airports. Now, it's more remote, but it's hard for anybody to really get there.
Yeah.
So if you have the protocol set up and the plan set up, you can move people to Bagram and get people out of Bagram. You have 2 airfields. You can land many more jets. There's plenty of room to fuel. It's operationally more secure. You are correct. It's almost impenetrable because of the way the Russians built it. The other thing, the other facility that we abandoned was our embassy in Kabul. Nobody's really talking about that.
Yeah.
We abandoned our embassy. We spent hundreds of millions of dollars building that embassy. That thing is a fortress by all accounts, can be defended with minimal force. So why would we give up our embassy in Kabul? Like, the Russians still have their embassy, the Chinese still have their embassy, but we gave up ours. And for what Joe Biden has said before, and notice he's not really talking about this anymore, this over-the-horizon capability, every military personnel is saying that is a joke because you don't have the intelligence gathering capability, because there's no place for our intelligence gathering capability to actually organize itself in a secure way to disseminate information. So we're going to be relying on satellites, and the nearest air base is 400 miles away. So by the time we actually get to where we're going, the target's probably already moved. This over-the-horizon stuff is a complete joke. And last thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Chinese now have essentially a clear land bridge from China to Syria. Because when we move out, when we're out of Afghanistan, it's China, Afghanistan, Iran, northern Iraq, Syria, Lebanon. That's the land bridge.
That's right.
The Chinese have unilateral movement, and so do the Iranians.
Yep. Yeah, I would definitely encourage people who are listening right now to go look at a map. Go look at a map of the area, and you will quickly realize how the whole global landscape changes with this one change, where Bagram was the one place that if there was a threat, if there was a threat to Taiwan, the one place that we would have an area to go to and then have assets to be there was Bagram. And now that's gone. There's nothing there. Take a look at a map. Just look at a map.
No.
You will be shocked.
I think the closest base is Qatar.
Yep. It's shocking.
One of our guys, Drew, I know I'm rambling on this stuff, but I'm so furious about this. One of our guys in our class is ex-CIA. We had an extended conversation 2 nights ago about this.
Yeah.
Our prospects over there are grim.
Yeah.
They're just grim. They don't look good. And the problem is that we have a commander-in-chief where I'm going to go take a step back. I'll tell you listeners this. Back in 2014, before Barack Obama resurged into Afghanistan, there was a voice in the room that advocated for universal withdrawal. That voice was Joe Biden. Barack Obama had to move him out of the briefings so they can actually go through the full briefings before Barack Obama resurged into Afghanistan.
Wow.
That was, 7 years ago? 8 years ago?
Yep.
The voice in the room saying we need to leave was Joe Biden. Joe Biden has never changed his mind because he's not looking at events on the ground. He is an ideologue who's committed to what he's always wanted to do. And frankly, that is a weak foreign policy. And unfortunately, he's always been wrong on these calls when it comes to foreign policy.
Yeah.
But now he's the commander-in-chief. And now we all have to deal with it.
Well, I would encourage everybody who's listening right now to be at the town hall tonight, 6 p.m. at the Estero Rec Center, 9200 Corkscrew Palms Boulevard. Be there tonight, 6 p.m. Congressman Byron Donalds will be there at town hall, a very important one. So whatever questions you have, he's there prepared to take them all. The good, the bad, the ugly, the fun, whatever it is, it's all there. So it's an important meeting. And please make a point to be there tonight, 6 p.m. All right, Congressman, we'll see you there tonight.
All right, see you, Drew.
All right, see you. All right, let's take a break. It's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
There are many sides to running a business. And with Square, every side can be connected. So how you sell in person syncs with how you sell online. And how you take payments works with how you pay your team. And when all your tools work together, you can spend more time seeing your bigger picture take shape. See how Square can help connect every side of your business by visiting square.com/go/connect. That's square.com/go/connect.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day. That could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With a network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay through My Account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish.
Waiting to sell your vehicle can cost you thousands of dollars. If you have a car, truck, SUV, or van, Sutherland buys it. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com right now. It's Florida's newest and easiest way to sell or trade your vehicle. Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral are Florida's #1 dealer. And right now, we're paying 130% book value for your vehicle. Sell your car today. No matter if it's a current loan, lease, or paid off, Sutherland buys it. No matter the make, model, or mileage, Sutherland buys it. No matter when or where you bought it, Sutherland buys it. You could drive a newer, nicer car for less than you're paying now. Log on to SutherlandBuysIt.com. Get an offer for your vehicle right now. Waiting can cost you thousands. Sutherland is paying 130% book value today. Click SutherlandBuysIt.com.
See dealer for details.
Youthful, energetic, happy, sexual, strong, physical, no fear, taking the bull by the horns.
Old, tired, joint aches, overweight, wrinkled, depressed, sex. I remember what that was.
In men, low testosterone can lead to muscle loss, extra body fat, fatigue, depression, and erectile dysfunction. In women, hormonal imbalance can similarly cause extra fat around your middle and thighs, lack of desire, feminine dryness, and exhaustion. Suboptimal hormone levels are associated with the development of disease states like osteoporosis, heart disease, and stroke. At Neogenics, we specialize in testosterone, growth hormone promoters, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional programs designed to correct these imbalances and make you feel revitalized. See why patients from across the country are coming to Neogenics and take the first step to feeling great again. Call Neogenics for a free consultation at 277-9999 or find us online at neogenicmd.com. That's 277-9999. Neogenics, rediscover your youth.
Presented by La Mesa RV of Fort Myers. Starting Thursday, RV Show USA is inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center. Hundreds of new and used RVs have been gathered and priced to sell. Enjoy discounts on top names like Winnebago, Fleetwood, Integra, and more. Plus, a great selection of discounted used RVs to choose from. Free parking and admission. For more information, see RV.fun. RV Show USA inside the air-conditioned Lee Civic Center starts Thursday.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floormeisters, the family-owned Floormeisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited,
Oh, yeah.
Dave. Tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floormeisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Still tracking major backups along I-75 southbound from about Daniels Parkway down through Alico Road because of an earlier crash that's now off to the side. There's no roadblock out there, just a lot of stop-and-go traffic with all the congestion filtering through. We also have a crash right near G. Weaver Hips Elementary School on Homestead Road in Lehigh Acres, and another crash at Riverdale High School on Buckingham Road, causing major northbound delays on Buckingham approaching Palm Beach Boulevard. We have a disabled vehicle causing some slowdowns on Daniels Parkway at Treeline Avenue, and watch for a crash still causing slowdowns in both directions of Orange River Boulevard at Neal Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Thursday, Southwest Florida. We will begin to see the Saharan dust that has been blanketing our area for the past few days, creating for those hazy sky conditions. Move out of our area today. That'll be welcoming in some higher chances for rain. A few showers still possible as we head through the remainder of this morning with a bit more cloud cover. Scattered thunderstorms then remain possible as we head throughout the afternoon. Highs today topping off near 92 degrees. It'll also be a bit breezy at times with winds out of the east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're dry to start out your Friday. Temperatures near 76 degrees as we head into the late overnight time frame. More scattered storms possible towards the afternoon with the high of 93 degrees, and we will keep with a daily chance for thunderstorms as we head into the upcoming weekend. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page, come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, stop your plans and enjoy 60% off on a large collection of diamonds, rings, bracelets, and necklaces.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here. You're invited this weekend to our 60% off sale. Come see us. Savings like no other.
Don't miss the savings at Duncan's Diamonds 60% off event.
Enormous selection. Magnificent diamonds.
This Friday and Saturday only. It's happening at Duncan's Diamonds.
An avalanche of glittering diamonds, engagement rings, wedding bands.
If it's in the showcase, it's a whopping 60% off. Now is the time to save at Duncan's Diamonds.
I want you to find the diamonds and jewelry you will love today and save 60%. And we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and jewelry.
This weekend only, 60% off event.
On US 41. See store for details.
Sales desk, Marty speaking.
All right, let's see here. Paying more for trades? F.
F?
No high-pressure sales tactics. F-. Yikes.
What is this?
Oh, hey, Marty, just looking over your report card here.
What is this and who?
From your customers. Doesn't look good, buddy.
Give me a break, pal, okay?
Well, during Victory Lane Chevrolet's back-to-school sales event, everyone gets an A+ in savings, trade-in values, and credit approval.
And, grades don't mean anything, all right?
Judging by your empty showroom, I beg to differ.
Marty, report to the principal's office for a meeting with your parents.
Get back to school savings at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Plus $500 cash back for school supplies. And teachers get an additional $1,000 off any vehicle in stock. And our goal, 100% credit approval.
Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
Offers on selected stock models with approved credit and cannot be combined. Dealer retains all rebates. Must present teacher ID for offer. See dealer for complete details. Expires 8/31/21.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer at Rock Solid Countertops and More. $9.99 gets it done. Through Labor Day, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team at 2240 JNC Boulevard in Naples, or visit rocksolidnaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Health insurance. We all hate it, but we have to have it. Hey, Southwest Florida, it's Tyler McCluskey here, and as an insurance executive for the past 10 years, I now host a show every Saturday at 11 a.m. right here on 92.5 Fox News. I explain everything you need to know about the health insurance industry and show you all how to save money. For more information, tune in this Saturday at 11 or call now for a free quote at 239-633-3140 or online at tylermccluskey.com.
Are you one of the millions of homeowners who haven't refinanced yet? If so, I'm here to tell you it's not too late. Hi, I'm Wesley Hogan with Westland Financial. Although the lowest rates may be in our rearview mirror, as the economy recovers from the biggest economic shock of our lifetime, rates still remain near historic lows. In fact, with the dramatic increase in home values, this may be the perfect time to put that new home equity to work. Take advantage of our cash out refi program and pay off high-rate credit cards, car loans, or other high-interest rate debt. Or finally make those home improvements you put on hold for so long. Best of all, we can do this with no closing costs. That's right, whether it's a conventional, FHA, or VA loan, we'll pay for your title, settlement, lender, and recording fees. So call Westland at 888-455-3669. That's 888-455-3669. It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of mankind. 888-455-3669.
NMLS number 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender.
Stay right here, because after Drew, it's Glenn Beck, 9 to noon. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. Go there to watch the program, or, yes, you can still go to YouTube at Drew Steele Radio. We are there right now if you'd like to go there. And you can subscribe to the podcast by typing in Drew Steele into any of your favorite podcast locations, or drewsteele.com has the link. Time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who was installed just earlier this week, acknowledging nearly 12,000 more COVID deaths in New York State than the Cuomo administration had publicized.
Uh-oh. What? What just happened? Yeah, that's right. It turns out that as the new the Governor Hochul there in New York, taking over for the the governor that sent people to nursing homes to die, that guy, and he leaves and he leaves his dog behind and everything else there as well at the governor's mansion. He's quite a guy. Yeah, hey, guess what? I found some numbers here, and as I'm looking at the numbers, I come to find out that 12,000 more died due to the policies of Governor Cuomo than was originally reported. Hey, good to know that now.
Number 4. Investigators are now trying to determine why it is that more than 300 recall ballots were found inside a man's car at this 7-Eleven in Torrance.
Yeah, nothing to see here. Everything's fine. Election integrity is Good to go. We are fine. Nothing to see here. Oh, by the way, they've got this recall of Governor Newsom in California, and they found 300 ballots in some dude's car who's at a 7-Eleven, fell asleep, and he had some meth in there and a gun and a couple of other things. He was arrested. It's sure it's a harmless thing. He just found them and thought he'd keep them in his car, and maybe you put it at the bottom of the bird cage or something. He just needed paper. That's all it was.
Number 3.
Politicians want to force you to cover your face as a way for them to cover their own asses. That's just the truth. They want to be able to say they're taking this on and they're doing this, even though it's not proven to be effective. They want to continue to do it.
Yep, there you go. There's the Governor Ron DeSantis again. Listen, they're gonna. You already know the game. They're gonna go after this governor. They're gonna beat him up. Every local, state, and national news media is gonna go after him. They continue. They all hate him. They don't want him to be the governor. They're gonna put out polls. Quinnipiac poll has a poll out right now that talks about the job approval rating of the governor. His approval rating for the pandemic has all been underwater. It's anywhere from -5 or 6 to minus double digits. Of course, you know, how much you're going to trust polls anyway. But again, they're going to keep pushing this narrative that he's just an awful governor, and he keeps going on. And on the heels of, again, more talk of mask mandates and the CDC covering up some data, their own data that suggests that mask mandates with kids don't work in schools, their own data that they covered up. We're going to get to that in just a second, but that was the governor saying, yeah, they're just covering from themselves, you know.
Number 2.
This is deadly serious. We do not want members to go. You need the approval of your committee chair in order to do that. And we've put out the word to committee chairs. There ain't going to be no planes or this or that for people going to the region.
There ain't going to be no plane. Did she honestly, did I hear something? Did you hear that? She said,
there ain't going to be no planes or.
There ain't going to be, okay.
Ain't going to be no, huh?
That's Nancy Pelosi, by the way, who wanted to let these two representatives, who was both a Democrat and Republican. Listen, we don't believe you, so we want to go on to the ground in Afghanistan to see for ourselves what's going on. And oh boy, the on the ground is much different than you're telling us, and we witnessed it. And Nancy Pelosi's like, we don't approve that kind of travel. Of course, if it's her and she's on a private plane and's got lots of money and ice cream in the freezer, and, you know, she's got a husband who does financial stuff, which is really interesting because the financial stuff benefits them. And it would be really weird if you knew about financial stuff before the financial stuff actually financialized, if that's a word. You know what I'm saying. Corrupt what?
Number 1.
I wanted to ask a more fundamental question about the Taliban. Your spokesperson indicated in recent days that de facto, the Taliban are in charge in Kabul. But there is no legal recognized government by the United States at this moment. And it kind of begs the question, why does the United States even have to pay attention to what the Taliban wants? It's an SDGT. It's sanctioned by many organizations. It's already losing access to Afghan government resources because of its past and current behavior. Why should the United States even care what the Taliban wants to be done at the airport or frankly anywhere else in the country, since they are not, in the U.S.'s eyes, a legally recognized government?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our focus right now is on getting our citizens and getting our partners, Afghan partners, third country partners who've been working in Afghanistan with us.
I can't do it. Okay. There's the non-answer. So there was a reporter going, wait a minute, why are you even listening to the Taliban? You know, we got a bigger red button than they do. Why are we doing this? Why are we even listening to them? Everybody knows who they are. You know who they are. I know who they are. The whole world knows who they are. Why are we listening to them? And Anthony Blinken, their Secretary of State's like, we just want to help you. Excuse me?
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Yeah, again, feckless. I don't know what you want to call it when it comes to this administration and and what they're doing in Afghanistan and what they're leaving the world, not just us, but the world, and what could be coming and happening. And it's outrageous. It's unbelievable. It's impeachable, I would say. This is what we have going on. We'll get to some of the other comments that were made in just a second. You know, one of the other big audio clips out there was how certain people feel about the Taliban. Maybe Anthony Blinken's right. Maybe to avoid the discussion about Taliban and what people think about them. And it's a new Taliban. It's a new day. They're the good guys now. Everything is fine. There's nothing to see. You know, like Joe Biden. Come on, man. They're gonna, you know. I can't. Yeah, I sound like the Godfather when I do it. But, you know, on the heels of the Canadian Minister for Women and Gender Equality, the Canadian Minister for Women and Gender Equality, how did she refer to the Taliban militants? I'm sure in probably, well, listen.
I want to take this opportunity to speak to our brothers, the Taliban.
Our brothers, the Taliban.
We call on you to ensure the safe and secure passage of any individual in Afghanistan out of the country.
They're quaking in their boots. I'm telling you, why do we even need a military when we have the Canadian Minister for Women and Gender Equality who's just is like, you know, listen, you gotta be nice, guys. Come on now. It was Gordon Chang tweeted it out, and he's spot on. Is there a Western leader right now, anywhere on the globe, who isn't feckless, who isn't feeble, who can actually lead? Who? Can you name one Western leader out there right now? You can't. You can't. All right, again, skimming through some of the headlines that I wanted to mention. I talked about what the governor said about covering up their tushes with the masks and the like. And you know, on the heels of what is the CDC. Why did the CDC, it's so obvious. I'm just going to put this scenario out. This isn't exactly what took place. This is just me kind of a hypothetical situation, looking at a situation and saying, what could possibly have happened? Why did the CDC, this is actually true, the CDC did their own study, right? They found that statistically insignificant differences occurred between schools that required kids to wear masks and those that didn't. But they didn't include the finding in a summary of their report. Again, I talked about it just the other day in New York Magazine. They put this out. Their own study. Why did they leave it out? And if I were to put 2 and 2 together, I mean, 2 to 2 makes 5, right? Right, Joe Biden? That's no joke right there, right? I just want to make sure.
Not a joke.
Okay, good. If I was to put my 2 plus 2 equals 5 together, I would say that, boy, if you're a school district anywhere in the United States, pick a county, pick a place, and man, you just wanted to do a mask mandate, and you always go by what the CDC says. That if the CDC left out conveniently a study that they did that showed there was no statistical difference between mask mandates and non-mask mandated schools, talking about kids, schools, districts, right? Boy, if you conveniently left that out, then it would be super easy for a district to go, what does the CDC say? Well, they haven't said anything about masks. As a matter of fact, the last recommendation, it seems like, was that the kids should be masked in schools. Conveniently, they left out the latest, their own information on how there's no statistical difference, but we're going to go by what they've said in the past. Yeah, it's almost like if you left it out, then the districts could go by what they've heard in the past, and then they can make that recommendation based on what they feel like is happening on the ground instead of what statistically is legit. Almost like covering people's tushes. Kind of. Yeah. Just putting that out there. Also, Nancy Pelosi with her comments about not getting on a plane there, representatives just going off on their own to Afghanistan. How dare you?
There ain't going to be no planes or this or that.
Ain't not going to be no planes or this or that. Well, one representative was on one of those planes and was there. It was Representative Mayer who learned that some soldiers had moments' notice. Listen to this, moments' notice before they had to evacuate the embassy in Kabul. Congressman Byron Donalds, who was on a few minutes ago, who was talking about how fortified the embassy was. Moments' notice. Some of them left their boots behind. That's how quickly they had to get out of there. And again, why did they go? Why did these two representatives, a Democrat and a Republican, why did they bother to go on their own instead of listening to the White House, listening to the Secretary of State, listening to the Pentagon?
The opprobrium from the Defense Department, from the White House, from the State Department is frankly laughable. Right now, they have done everything they can to obstruct the situation, to deny this reality, and frankly, to hide facts from the American people.
Hiding facts from the American people. They go there on the ground, they see for themselves, and they're like, well, wait a minute. Everything you're telling us is not really happening here. We had to go see it for ourselves. But Nancy Pelosi said there ain't going to be no planes going out there. So there's that. And a couple of other stories we're going to get to tomorrow, some big stories as well. Because while people are trying to juggle COVID, mask mandates, vaccinations, Afghanistan, borders, now you have the Biden White House who has approved licensing for the Chinese Communist Party-linked Huawei, reversing a Trump-era hardline. So here we go again, this administration doing what they do best, turning their back on the American people, turning their back on our safety and security, doing all kinds of impeachable offenses. You could make the case from the border to Afghanistan to now saying, oh, no worries here. We're going to make a deal and allow Huawei, a Chinese Communist Party-linked Huawei. We're talking about infrastructure for 5G, phones and the like, right here in the United States. Let's bring it. Approving license applications worth hundreds of millions of dollars for China's blacklisted telecom company, Huawei, to buy chips for its growing auto component business. How about that? We'll get them in the cars. We'll get them in 5G. Let's let them go. Nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Move along. No. Again, an important reason why you should be tonight at Congressman Byron Donalds' Town Hall, 6 p.m. at the Estero Rec Center. Be there tonight. You'll hear from him directly. He'll be there, and you can ask any question you would like. 6 p.m. tonight, Congressman Byron Donalds' Town Hall. We will see you there at the Estero Rec Center. All right, let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Casey Sherman.